Are we live? I think we are. It says we're live. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? I think we are. Hello everybody. It's Brune. It is Brune. It is Sunday, April 27 in the year of our Lord 2025. I am Brune, and I trust you're all doing pretty good today on this week's live stream podcast, call it what you will. We are discussing the latest goings on in Hollywood and on the twats and all that stuff. You know it, folks. So, should we get the guests out? Let's just do this. Let's get on with it. Okay. First, what a panel. What a panel. We'll just come in hot, everybody. Emperor Goodwin.
Mon.
Yeah, man, you all right?
Oh. Yeah, I love the Mon Mothma Man avatar.
Have you had some work done this week?
I have, yes. A little nip and tuck.
And a little skin paling procedure?
Yeah. Well, they had a lift and all that. You know, they said it'll clear up in a few weeks.
How are you, my friend? You're good, yes?
Yes, absolutely.
It's great to have you on.
Well, it's great to be here.
I appreciate you being here. Shall we get the next peep on?
Oh, absolutely.
Peep on.
Peep on.
Peep on. Okay. From your side of the pond, my friend, it is Phobos.
Hello, everyone.
The Grim Reaper himself. Hello, mate.
Yes, chat, you magnificent bastards and reprobates. It's good to be back.
They are. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing well, hanging in there. Still waiting for. Every time I go outside, my whole car is yellow. The pollen.
Oh, okay.
That's not pollen. I'm sorry. I had an accident. I apologize.
It's well, that's what pollen is, right? It's basically plant bukkake.
Yes.
Covering everything.
It is. It's like plants are like teenage boys. They just ejaculate everywhere and hope it lands somewhere relevant.
On your car.
Yeah.
And everywhere else. The furniture, the patio, it's basically the bukkake.
Yeah, that sounds like my teenage years.
On that bombshell. It's great to have you on, mate. Should we get the next peep on?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, do you know what? I'm spoilt for choice here. Stepping in right at the last moment, 2 drinks down. He's got a new smoker, everybody. It is the mighty, meaty smile. Yeah, Sim here. Meaty man. Hello, meat.
Hey, welcome to the Night Owl. It's a show we do twice a week with my friend and co-host, Professor Ratu.
Many videos.
I'm not sure I can do that voice because he's here.
Yeah, go on, you can do it. Go on.
I don't know if he likes me doing it.
Oh, he loves it.
Oh, well, welcome to the Night Owl. It's a show we do about the general musings of the week and the entertainment and the pop culture. And here's my co-host, Artu. Can you hear me, Artu? Is this switched on? Hi, everybody. Hi.
I was just smoker. You've been smoking.
Oh, it's great. I have had so much meat this week. It's unbelievable. I am literally about 10 pounds heavier than I was at the start of the week.
Question. Have you had the meat sweats?
Yes, and the other sad side effect is the lack of visiting the bathroom. Yes, God, it's going to be nothing but turnips next week. Anyway,
that bombshell. It's great to have you on, mate. Shall we get the next peep on?
Yeah, I think we should.
Peep on. Okay. Again, stepping in. The cats were being particularly difficult today, but what a panel we've got for you folks. It is the Internet Help Desk.
I got a question about those trees. I've got hay fever. Does that mean trees are doing an Andor all over my face?
Yes.
They are indeed, yes.
You don't enjoy a little nasal sex?
What about
I feel violated.
Those cherry blossoms. They're the worst, aren't they? They're like the hose of the tree world.
No cottonwood trees.
They only bloom for a day, though. Then it's done. That's
pretty much like me. It's pretty much like my sex life too.
Once a year, whether I need it or not. Yeah,
right.
You've got a smoker, so you're blooming every day now.
Hello, good evening, chat. Good evening, panel. It's good to be here.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been out most of the day with the kids, and I've got sunburn.
It's been pretty good. I went out on my bicycle for the first time. I had a look at the calendar in about 3 months. That's not good. Oh dear, that's not good. Internet, it's great to have you on, mate.
Good to be here. Is there another?
There is another.
Ooh, should we see who it is?
Yes.
Let's go.
I don't know. Is this still? Are we still on?
Are we all doing it now?
How's this mic sound? Is this mic sound good? Is this the good mic? Leslie Headland. You right?
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
He didn't. He said the thing.
Price of reason, everybody.
I'm not offended by the imitations and all that stuff. I will say that none of you have done a really good one.
Oh, come on. Mine's
piss
great.
off.
I do mine in the car when I'm on the way to work sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and what about the impression?
Well, you know.
How are you doing, Price?
I'm doing good. Yeah, no, I mean,
no.
I guess you were trying to capture the spirit of it, but the voice didn't quite come out.
Maybe the voice in your head is not the voice we hear.
Yeah. The resonation in the head is a little different than what we're hearing.
Okay.
I think,
Maybe.
Price, do your best impression of Price
Any
of
of us.
Reason.
I think I'm doing that now, no?
No, I'm not convinced. It doesn't even sound anything like him.
Come on. Oh, very good.
Anyhow, before you were saying that you were happy that you had 3, I guess you considered that there were 3 Yanks with you. I'm like one of the Yanks.
I mean, it's the area of the planet you landed on. So yes, it's,
pass. You are
usually nobody could tell where I'm from, so that's.
I know where you're from.
Where am I from?
Liverpool.
You're from Galloop 4 on the outer rim.
Rigel 7.
He came from Planet Claire. I know it.
Right? Yeah, they're definitely not from Earth.
All right, fair enough.
Every time I try to do a Price of Reason impression, I end up sounding like a bad Bob Dylan impersonator. I'm like, hello, how have you been?
Price, there's your nemesis. New Jersey.
Melvin.
Joyzy. He's definitely not from Joyzy.
I haven't seen Melvin in a while, you know, and I've had all these things that, like I said, and while I was saying them on stream, I'm like, if Melvin would hear this, he'd probably clip this, and I feel like he's kind of fallen asleep at the wheel.
No, he's told me he's been watching you. Don't worry.
Okay.
He's been taking notes. He'll bring a list out next week.
Comprehensive notes. Yes. Okay. Chats. Good evening, chats. We can see you. Shall we get some slides going?
Why not?
Oh, sure.
We have a very depressing presentation.
That's what I wanted.
Okay, it's been depressing this week. God almighty. Episode 274, music Sunday, April 27, 2025. That's the actress who plays, is it Bix?
Bix, yes.
There you go. This is Brian, this is for you, friend. For you specifically.
And she's only holding up 3 fingers out of frame, much to everyone's disappointment.
Fine.
Common people can get 4 in if he tries.
Is it at least in shocker formation? All right.
I will say, folks,
2 in the poo, 1 in the poo. Sorry.
There is a couple of new emojis that you can have a look at, and a couple of new, specifically aimed at common people when he turns up. Okay.
Rightly so.
Oh, I'm terrified now.
When he turns up. Okay. Please like, share, subscribe. The subscriber thing is just... Although we've got 4.56 at the moment, which for the OCD is nice, but anyway. Needs to be more. Okay. So, this was re-released this week. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Anybody gone to see it? Anybody going to see it?
I'm not going to go see it. I did go see Return of the Jedi when they re-released it a couple of years ago. But I'm not really that interested in seeing this again on the big screen. I saw it the first time round, but
yeah,
I have it on DVD. I can put it on anytime I want to.
Yeah, but it's the 20th. Come on, get with it.
Okay, so it's legal enough to drink now. That's
in about 5 years, Leonardo DiCaprio won't be interested in it.
It does make me worry, though, that the 20th anniversary of a movie is generating more buzz than any of the new stuff they've done recently.
Yeah.
Was it like third highest grossing this week?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Actually, it's unclear now if it's the second or third. It may have beaten The Accountant 2 by like $5, but it's neck to neck with The Accountant 2.
That is really impressive, isn't it? For a 20-year-old movie.
For a 20-year-old movie, yeah.
Well, especially given the brand damage that's been done over the last 5-10 years.
And let's be clear, it's not a great film. It's just the best of the bad of a fairly average.
See, I have to push back. I think Revenge of the Sith is the most stupid, dumbest of all the prequels. I really cannot wrap my head around the love that it gets because it's just so dumb.
Do you know what I think about? Do you know what I think it is? I think it almost gets this. You almost get the story that you kind of wanted in the entire trilogy. Of these films in that one movie, you kind of get that story, but sadly, because they've it's poorly executed. They've wasted far too much time with him as a very, very small child, and therefore they've lost 3 hours of the runtime of what could have been a really good story.
Could have been episode. This could have been episode 2. This
really, it could. It could.
Or he could have just, instead of a prequel trilogy, done just one movie, and this would have been the main focus of that movie. And I think that probably would have been more well received, because Phantom Menace, there were good moments, but all that stuff in the desert with the pod racing and that kid, man, that lasts for too long. And Attack of the Clones has the weird, cringy love story, which is a bit cringe.
It does have the sand monologue, which is peak writing. So,
absolutely.
But you know what? Even with all the criticism, and I had a lot when George released those movies, I didn't hate them or hate him. I didn't think that he was being an asshole or anything on purpose. I thought that he had a big ego and he didn't have people around him saying, like, pushing back on some of his ideas, because he was in a different status when he made it. And that's probably the biggest issue with these movies, that no one was there to say, listen, George, you're brilliant, but you're doing some stupid things here. You got to do this now. And there was nobody to say it, and he wouldn't listen to anybody. So
agreed. Yeah,
was it Gary? Who was the one in
Gary Kurtz was the guy that was on the first two movies. Yeah, and he was very important by Jedi.
Yeah. Then he found religion, didn't he?
Kirshner was pretty useful as well.
Well, I don't know about found religion. He said he disagreed with George's vision. He said by the time he got to the third one, he kind of saw George as more interested in selling toys than telling the story that they set out to sell. And I got that from the guy himself. So that's verbatim.
Here you go. This is the main problem with these films.
That nails it.
Green screen wank.
In defense, sorry, go on.
I think that might be the answer to my question, though. I think, like, had Marsha Lucas been around and say, check out this line, Marsha. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. She might, maybe George, you want to change that a little bit.
You need Lawrence Kasdan or somebody to come in and do a bit of editing on that dialogue.
So the movie was horrible, but with some rewrites of the dialogue and maybe some tightening up of the narrative and the logistics, there were the bones of a good movie in there, and maybe that's what people see.
I agree
when they watch it.
I think the worst bit for me is the bit where Padme dies of a broken heart.
That was kind of stupid.
Robot Chicken nailed that. Is this guy a doctor or a poet?
Well, and remember that the reason that Anakin goes to the dark side is because of healthcare. That's the big thing. It's like, man, if only we had better healthcare in the Jedi.
There was such an easier explanation. All you had to do was say the blunt force from the hit to her head when she dropped down to the floor seems to have caused a major issue.
Yeah,
we don't have time.
Brain hemorrhage. Yeah,
we don't some hemorrhage. We don't have time to fix it. And then what can we do? We can save the children. That's it. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah.
That would be the end of it.
I know this because I watch a lot of Bones and CSI. Subdural hematoma.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or Cushing's disease.
Yeah. I mean,
Also,
more importantly, though, you said that George didn't have people didn't hate him and all that stuff. Yes, they did, and that happened in '97 because he decides I'm going to do the special editions. And oh, by the way, no, you're never going to see the movies that you actually saw because this is mine, and I'll do the hell I want. And nobody else matters. It's like,
and then he twirled his mustache, and then swooped his big cape around himself.
I'm going to be evil now. This is my evil arc. And you like that?
Yeah, he turned to the dark side. He did deal in absolutes in that instance. I agreed.
I want to know how the Emperor went from the center of the known galaxy to the quote outer rim in basically 2 minutes, while Anakin was bathing in lava. Quick enough to sit
he used the Ahsoka ships.
Well, he used it was somehow he did it somehow.
Yeah.
Why do you even call it the outer rim if it's only 2 minutes away? That would be like me calling my bathroom or garage. The outer rim.
Here. Brother Snape. Hello, my friend.
Oh,
George,
on, pure evil.
In a flannel shirt.
Oh, come on. I mean, misguided. I'm going to go with misguided.
I know the Rad wrenched. Red Letter Media are very quiet about this release.
Is that good or bad? That's the question.
I don't know anymore. With
I think that they hold themselves somewhat responsible for the Disney sequels that we got because they were like, no, this is all shit. And look, their criticisms of the prequels are absolutely on point.
Yeah.
The thing is that they then made the stupid statement of, I think this would do better with J.J. Abrams. And some of us, when they heard that, were like, I'm sorry, what? What did you say? And yeah, here we go.
I thought Abrams was more suited for a Star Wars type thing than a Star Trek type thing. But I never in a million years would have suggested he should actually be the one to do either.
I mean, to be fair to JJ, and I hate being fair to JJ, he did actually only sign on for one film, and they dragged him back to number 3. He didn't want to do 3 because clearly he knows he can't do endings.
Yeah, because he can't ever write endings, and so he's like, "Look, I'm going to set up a bunch of BS. All right, you handle it. Bye."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and to be fair to him, he did set up enough things which could have been interesting in part 2 and 3 with a better director and a better writer, but we got.
Yeah, but he also makes some mystery boxes that are very hard to get out of. Like, why the hell is Luke not here? Good luck, enjoy.
Here's the thing: people don't realize it's very easy to create a compelling mystery if you never intend to resolve it. All you have to do is have something spooky weird happen.
But, like getting 1K on B-sides. We don't know how that.
Yeah, I think we.
I mean, it's like the difference between people that write short stories that are spoopy and all that. Like a lot of Lovecraft stuff is I set up the horror, and then like the last scene is the horror is coming. Bye, I'm out. Right, and that's the end of it. If you actually had to write a full novel where you have resolution, I don't think that he could do it. And I'm damn sure that J.J. Abrams can't.
Aren't 950 of those subs Smilex's sock puppet accounts?
Mainly me and Swappers, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the mystery. See,
sometimes the universe comes together. Shall we sidestep?
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Revenge of the Sith re-release opened with 25.2 mil domestically, second biggest opening weekend for a re-release in history.
What was
not adjusted for inflation?
What was the first biggest? Was it Deep Throat? What was it?
Star Wars, I think, was the first one.
Oh, was it really? Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I was going to say Deep Throat. Was that ever unreleased in the first place?
No, it's been in continuous release. So.
But yeah, I like the director's cut though, the one with the special edition with the CGI stuff in it.
Yeah.
Does all the money go straight to
Linda Lovelace?
Auntie Kathy's retirement fund.
Oh, I hope so. She deserves it.
Yeah,
Catherine Kennedy.
Now that she's leaving Lucasfilm,
Is she?
again.
Yeah, I have sources that have told me that. I'm sure. So.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something Deep Throat. Once it opened, it just kept going and going and penetrating the market. And going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
tremendous market penetration.
It's that bit at the end. It just chokes you up. It's emotional.
I will say, chat. Anybody gonna go see Revenge of the Sith? Anybody?
I didn't go see it, and I'll tell you why. That I've kind of soured on Star Wars. I'm not saying that I hate it or I don't appreciate what it used to be, but man, I used to sit once a year at least and watch all these movies, even at home, even if it's the weird versions or whatever it is. I would always have this very positive feeling about them and the franchise. And in recent years, I think that Disney has just exhausted me. And maybe one day I'll go back and I'll ignore all the crap that Disney did, and it'll, return my passion and love for the original movies. But right now, I'm not excited. I'm happy for people if they are excited. I just didn't feel like going to see it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I hate to say it too, because this is my most important film, really, is Star Wars, the original trilogy. But I can't remember the last time I sat down and watched the DVD.
Why you're most important?
The most important. Well, if we don't, depends how deep you want to get. I suppose it's the first film in which I loved the music so much that I stuck around for the credits, which therefore meant that I started to realize that how many people worked on a movie and started to ask questions about how films were made. So it's the thing that got me into the passion of watching cinema. But it's more. But I suppose I lost a parent at the age of about 10. And it became a bit of a comfort blanket. It was a nice bit of escapism for a couple of hours too. So to me, it's got both sentimental reasons and reasons why I love the passion. I've got my passion for cinema, but it also has this kind of like I say, a bit of a comfort blanket. And I've always felt it's a nice safe space to disappear for a couple of hours. So I owe it a lot. And I feel like I owe it something to some degree. But Disney has tried its very hardest to knock that out of me.
But weren't all the names on the credits just Swapper's sock puppet?
Yes,
accounts.
Yeah.
He is Ben Burt. He is John Dykstra. I know he is.
Yeah. The Swapper's camera. He actually invented that, but he had to use a different name.
The Swapperflex. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Listen, they have their own timeless children to deal with. All roads lead to Jake Skywalker. And about a couple of years ago, I found my enthusiasm even for the OT just sort of evaporating. I just don't care anymore. I don't want to not care.
All roads lead to Jake.
The thing is, I did go to see Return of the Jedi, like I said, in the cinema a couple of years ago for the 40th, and I really enjoyed seeing it again. It was great to see it in an audience. It was great to see it with people who were enjoying it in all the right bits. So,
Did you see the version where Darth Vader goes, "No"?
I think that was the one. Yes.
That ruined it for me. The whole point about the quiet stoicism is he just decides to pick up the Emperor.
Right? Yeah. It just telegraphs his moves so easily.
Yeah, he's able to convey real emotion and that being pulled between two things without saying a word.
Right.
And he's even with the face. I mean, he's got a mask, but it's just the movement and everything. It's like
even with the mask, you could tell exactly what's going on, and that's what makes that scene so great. Adding the no, it's like insulting the intelligence of the viewers, and also injecting them with cringe.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. I just want to say this about Revenge, though, is that I always imagined, because I was told that Anakin went over to the dark side because of corruption from the dark side and his lust for power. But the way the movie makes it almost seems admirable. He went to the dark side to save people he loved. And I wanted to see more absolute power corrupts absolutely kind of thing.
Yeah. But then again,
I didn't want to give him a pass.
Right. The idea of taking a shortcut because he may have had good intentions to begin with, but by taking those shortcuts, that leads him to the inevitable dark side demise.
He never, until he went after the children. I never got to see the erosive, corrupting influence. But
no, what I got was angsty teen.
Right. And I got that you will meet your destiny on the road you take to avoid it kind of thing. And I didn't want to see that.
Right.
And again, George Lucas retcons his own history all the time. So his original, he's depending on what year you get him, he will say something quite different about how he wrote the story. I think he initially said he had 3 ideas, 3 films, then it was 5, then it was 9 books, and obviously all that's bullshit. But
we have enough.
He writes his own law.
Folks. Manuel Grell Wrench, my friend. Between 1983 and 99, we had a lot of time to make up our own headcanon about the events before Star Wars. That made the prequels even more disappointing for many old school fans.
Yeah, and I think more importantly, the movies themselves, the original trilogy, gave you hints that George then decides to completely ignore when he decides to make the prequels.
Z3PO Wrench Will Spot Lizzie. How did Palps know Padme was dead?
The Force.
Stuff. Midichlorians.
Okay.
Right. Do you want to know something? Sorry, I meant to say this earlier. Do you want to know something about that? No, in Return
I do. I want to know everything about it.
Okay. They couldn't get James Earl Jones to do a no for it.
So they got They got Emo Phillips. Did they bring anyone?
No, actually, it's Ian McDermott.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's Emperor Palpatine shouting no, and they just modified it so it fits in. It's Darth Vader.
That's bizarre.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. It's the only one they had.
We've got super chats. Professor R2, Wrench World Sport, $5. Not seeing this in the theatre, but looking forward to the 24-hour marathon with mispronounced me on May the 4th.
Is that a thing? Is that
I'm looking forward to that as well.
I can't wait.
We've got Andor to cover. That's
got me in.
Is it really Ian McDermott, or you're just saying that?
No, it is. It's Ian McDermott.
Which one? In Revenge of the Sith or in Return of the Jedi?
I think it's the special edition of Return of the Jedi where Darth Vader shouts no.
Okay.
They could have just used the same stupid no that he said in for Revenge of the Sith.
Special editions came out before.
Speaking of Palps.
Whoa, there he is. Swappers.
Nicky Relihan for 5 bitches.
What a man! Do you want to read that? In the best channel swappers, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. Discussing film says a TV series focused on Palpatine was in development at some point.
I'm going to say something controversial here. You didn't need a TV series. The 9 movies were the story of Palpatine.
I agree. Nobody wants a TV series of this. What do you want to see him at home doing his knitting? Why do we need to see this?
No, it's going to be a cooking show. Swappers has already given us on the baking go.
Doing his cloning.
I'd like to see a cooking show with Palps. Yeah, that would be great.
I wonder, was it going to be a Disney show?
Probably.
Oh, God.
I don't know who the hell else was going to do
it. Was it going to bookend the rise of soy?
No, I mean, well, so because it's Disney, it would have been like some sort of prequel knowledge type thing where they would have further destroyed all the movies going forward because they just make stuff up because they don't bother. But the other thing is, what series, what character was not announced to have a show at one time or another by Kennedy?
I want the Name Numb film. I want the Salacious Crumb trilogy.
I'm in for that. So.
At home with the Palps.
I'm sorry.
Just have him reviewing board games or something.
Yeah. I've got this vision in my head of him doing some cooking. It's all like, make sure you take your toast out and we'll go to the dark side.
Do not skip on the brown sugar.
Now, don't scramble these. It's an omelette we're making here.
Your omelette is now complete.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want this show now.
How would he cook his food? Would it be like using the plasma stuff from his fingers?
No.
Finish as like a meringue or something to get the little burnt on the top.
Use a blowtorch.
Yeah.
See, that would be good.
It would be great. I really want to see this show.
And do you know why?
75 degrees.
What the hell is asparagus anyway?
Yeah.
Now witness the power of this fully cooked and delicious baked cake.
Witness the power of my Arga.
Where's Swappers? Okay.
Why we all want this now? Please make this Disney.
Emperor Palpatine's cooking show.
Yeah, good, let's go. And then you have commercials for like dark side chocolate. It's great.
Okay. I've got an idea.
Biscuit. It's a very minty biscuit.
How to make a steak with lava.
Perhaps Swappers, for his next book, he should do a Emperor Palpatine cookbook.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
That'd be great.
And on that bombshell, shall we move on?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And slash
Trigger
or.
warning.
Andor.
Yes.
Okay, who's suffered?
Hell
What?
no.
I'm watching your streams. I'm not doing any more than that.
That's my input on this now.
I watched this crap. Yeah.
You can hear the life sucked out of Price when he said that.
Yeah,
They should have called it "and then" instead of "Andor" to
Yeah.
describe the kind of story.
Gone Price.
Yeah, absolutely.
My thoughts are that the first season had some good moments in it, but it was slow and required somebody to edit it into half its runtime in order for it to possibly be pretty good. But this new season, based at least on the 3 episodes, it learned all the wrong lessons. The pacing is still super, super slow in a way that's not legitimate, even as a slow burn. And whereas the previous season looked like it was focused on storytelling, here we were already shoveled with all this propaganda this time around. These 3 episodes, in my opinion, are a disaster. I know some people like Chris Gore and even the Drinker mentioned that he heard it, that there's a rumor that like from the 6th episode, it starts becoming good. But you know what? Out of 12 episodes, if I need to watch 6 episodes until something is watchable, it's not good.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's become clear is that Gilroy had the idea of I want to can I get the backstory about what's going on in the Empire? How does the rebellion get started and all that? Right. The problem is that he's trying to cram way too much stuff into way too few episodes, while also I'm going to have this slow burn to set up. And was like, son, you don't have time. Given the ambition of scope that you're trying to take on, we don't need to see Mon Mothma and the whole I have to marry my kid off while also having a prison, while also having struggle snuggles, while also having everything else. It's just pick something and give a good slice of life. Or you should have done this series as an anthology where you do like 3 episode arcs of this slice and then another 3 with different characters in this slice. Right. But instead it's the worst of both worlds.
There's also sorry.
No, go on.
There's an unintended consequence of the way they're setting it up. We're getting 3 episode arcs with a year time skip between each one, but it means that we don't ever get a chance to see anyone's immediate reaction to all of the conclusion of the action that they were trying to build up to for what it is, right? So at the very last, or with spoilers,
yeah, it's spoilers. I don't think
no
one cares.
So
nobody cares.
At the very end of episode 3, we see Mon Mothma's oldest childhood friend be carried off by Cintas, presumably to be
Watch
killed.
The buzzwords, if there's any buzzwords.
Oh, we're
Great.
never. No, that was just straight up unaliving. We're never going to see her immediate reaction to that. That's the point. We get a resolution of this slow burn arc. But what we don't get is the after effects of it's almost like the best parts of the whole story are always going to be happening off screen in between the episodes.
Oh, that's a bit poor. Here you go. Wrenched. Platoon seemed to be defending it on George's stream against all the stupid commoners who don't understand it properly. That's us, right?
I thought that was the first season.
No, well, I mean, the one thing that I have seen the Lord defend, and I can't disagree, but I do have some reservations. Is the struggle snuggle thing that a lot of people are getting outraged. And by the way, there's a lot of manufactured outrage because wasn't it amusing that all of the film critic sites all come out and talk about this all at the same time that this releases, but if you're going to make a dark story, and this is the antecedent to Rogue One, which was pretty damn dark, then I don't have a problem with that. I do have a question though as to why you wanted to do the dark story in Star Wars to begin with. It doesn't really fit, and doubly so when you make it about allegories that are current day, you date it automatically.
Yeah, I agree, and I did see a post from EFAP this week, sort of showing a load of clips of various other acts of extreme violence from Star Wars, as if to somehow explain away this particular incident. But I think context is key. If you were to release every one of those previous titles in cinemas, they would all be PG or 12 rated, whereas this is bordering sort of an adult theme. Because of the context of the scene, because of the way in which it's presented, context is everything, and Mauler should, by all accounts, know that.
I can actually refute all of their arguments very quickly. These are people that I respect, some of them, but I will say this: there was a way to tackle the same issues that this thing showed us, do the exact same thing, but do it in a way that's just stops short of where it went, which I think that it sort of crossed into a territory that it really doesn't feel like anything Star Wars related. And I think that was my issue, that they could have toned it down where it's implied that this is what's going on, even hints to it. But the fact that the character goes out and said, hey, he tried to serve me grapes, that's where they lost me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly inferred and implied, like in Return of the Jedi with Jabba, with first the dancer, and
but
then
it's
with
ambiguous.
Leia. Right? Ambiguous. Again, it's you draw the conclusion, not
is the best thing you can
explicit.
do.
Yeah.
The ambiguity is good. Here, it could have been like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. I am I already have an informant that told me. Perhaps there's other things we can do, and then finish that scene much quicker. Even if he says that and she quickly throws something at him, well, you don't dwell on it, and she starts running away and the other guy with the gun comes, it's all fine. But the fact that she's like, he tried to serve me grapes, it's like, man, this is too much.
Absolutely.
That's like a sledgehammer.
I'll just say, watching Return of the Jedi when I was a kid, seeing Leia as a sex slave, it didn't even occur to me about the underlying tone, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and that's
didn't even
write it that way so that it's appropriate for kids, but adults can also draw the conclusions. And they tend to draw different ones because they have different life experience and understanding of the world.
Totally, and immediately just brought up in the chat that Anakin's mother is apparently assaulted before she is killed too. But again, it is all about the subtext rather than showing it on the screen. I think there is, I think it's all about the tone in which it's delivered, which is why it's acceptable in some places and not in others. But I think my main argument against Andor really is, and it's the same with the first series too, is that while you can go with a dark story in Star Wars if you want to, there are certainly dark stories in the expanded universe, for example. You do need to be getting the main stuff right before you can start talking about how great this side story is. If they were doing brilliant things with Star Wars in general, then yes, I can sort of get on board with you doing something alternative, a bit different, more for a different audience. But they're not. They're not getting the main stuff right. The stuff that's aimed more squarely at kids isn't great.
The thing that is really puzzling to me is how the entertainment media is talking about this subject matter as a milestone. It's like, hey, we finally get grape juice in Star Wars. Like every franchise needs to have grape juice representation. And it just baffles my mind. It's almost like, is this part of the new DEI? We're gonna, let's redo Doctor Who or Friends or Bluey. We can finally have grape juice in Bluey. Like,
it does seem like critic bait, doesn't it? To some degree, it does seem like they're doing this intentionally to make a statement. Whereas if it was presented, if Lucas had done the same thing, it would have been aside to the main story. It would have been a small moment in the main story and moved very quickly past.
Here you go, folks. Mr. Ian. Hello, Ian. So, okay, what else happened in this show so far? Everyone's getting grapes from what I'm told.
Well, there was a wedding.
Bottom grapes.
They stole a spaceship.
Mhm.
Somebody got married, somebody got kidnapped, and somebody got killed. It's like 15
And there
minutes.
was a
of
crappy
content every
rave.
three.
That
Oh,
really was
yeah,
annoyed
Mon
me so
Mothma danced
much.
around
Yeah.
like it was high.
So annoying.
Yeah.
You could
I
do
understand-
all of this in
I've had
15,
so
20
many.
minutes.
Yeah.
I posted something on my Twitter, and I had so many annoying comments from people. I just don't feel like sitting around and answering each and every one anymore. And there were a lot of them. But I'll say that they're like, oh, some people put the thing with Max Rebo or something, and they're like, well, this existed, so why are you upset that she's dancing to a rave? First of all, the Max Rebo that people put in my comments wasn't even the real one. It was the phony one that Lucas inserted much later with Jedi Rocks. I never said I like Jedi Rocks. Jedi Rocks, for me, like when it happens, I kind of either fast forward and delete it from my memory because I think it's pretty awful. So don't use Jedi Rocks as like justification for why Mon Mothma is dancing at a rave. So that's about like a few hundred people that wrote comments. I'm already answering them.
You got to go back to the original movies and just listen to the original jizz music.
Right.
I'm all about the jizz.
All of the
And the
music
meat.
of this show, the music itself, all through the 3 episodes, is pretty awful, and it definitely is a little jarring and discontinuous with the tone. But remember, this is the same franchise where we can't even say the name of Boba Fett's ship anymore. We can't have
Fair
Leia in
points.
the bikini.
Fair
So,
point.
okay,
He's too busy serving grapes on it.
If she just
Bottom
hadn't,
grapes.
if she just hadn't have said the word, it's more tell don't show. All she had to do was stumble out of the little pod, barely alive. She didn't have to say a word. We all get
Exactly
what's happening, and
Okay, right.
And they're using TRS 1/4-inch phono plugs for their transmitter. This is supposed to be a galaxy far, far away, but they're using regular monoprice cables. Like, what's going on?
They were using home security lighting on the previous film too, in the previous
And-
series too. It was just upsetting me.
And then
Yeah,
that bombshell.
Okay.
I think it's a sidestep.
Uh-oh.
Do I want to read this? Probably. Star Wars Best TV Show returns with the first 3 episodes of Andor Season 2, bringing everyone we have to come to love about the new show back in excellent fashion. Still the best Star Wars Best TV Show, is it?
I mean,
the bar isn't very high.
Right. Is it better than The Acolyte? Sure. But really, anything would have been better than the. Is it better than Ahsoka? Yes. I think maybe it's better than Skeleton Crew. I know some people like that. To me, that just seemed dumb. I didn't really like Skeleton Crew. Maybe Mandalorian season 1 was better than this. But again, we're talking about most of what Disney released on Disney Plus is crap. Most of their movies are crap. There's so little to say that's even decent. So. This statement is like an empty gesture, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the bar is a tripping hazard, so somehow getting over it is. I can do that drunkenly, trying to get home at night.
Besides,
it says for a reason, and the reason is everything else is even worse. Like
it is suggesting that it's Star Wars' best TV, not Disney Star Wars as well. So we're also having to put this up against the Ewoks cartoon in the 80s. So I'm afraid it's definitely not
a holiday special. The
absolutely the Droids cartoon.
Yeah,
Come on
you know what?
Really?
At least say what you want about the holiday special, but that one, when I saw it for the first time, at least put a smile on my face. Maybe for the wrong reasons.
It was a Coke, isn't it?
It is absolutely bonkers ridiculous, but it's almost fascinating that some people doing recreational activities that include I don't want to say
Oblivion.
Maybe
they had some sinus issues and wanted to make sure they were clearing them up.
They're looking at Wookiee Hub at some point.
The people that wrote that holiday special must have been on the craziest trip, trip ever. I want to be where those people were. Like, join them for the festivities.
That was me in the 90s.
What'd you say?
That was me in the 90s.
That was you in the 90s? I want to join them for the fun they had when they wrote that, because you could tell at least that it's people having fun, as bonkers as it is. And even though it's ridiculous, seeing Han Solo, seeing at least those characters, they sort of look and act like their characters as dumb as it is, it doesn't offend me like the sequel trilogy. I would prefer to watch the holiday special than The Last Jedi any day of the week.
I would too.
Okay, question then.
I love the holiday special. It's
question.
so bad.
Question: which is your favorite Disney Star Wars?
How dare you assume we like?
Or should I say the best we've had off Disney on the TV?
Probably Mandalorian series 1 for me.
Yeah,
it's probably
that's probably it. Mandalorian season 1 is probably their like the where they peaked. Sort of.
I mean, the Mando season 1 is the one that like gives you some sense of, okay, I think they may actually give me what I'm hoping to get. They never quite do it, but the promise is there. And then unfortunately season 2 happened, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see, I'm screwed. Andor season 1, getting past the first couple of episodes, which drag, then gets interesting. It is probably like highest quality as far as like writing and characterization and what's going on, the story. I don't know that necessarily the most enjoyable, but I mean of the Disney ones, yeah, it's between Mando season 1 with its promise that it never delivers on versus Andor season 1.
You go, Bob. Johnny Lawrence's mum. Hello, Babs. Wrench will spot Mandalorian season 1, and that's it.
Yeah. I really should have interrupted you when you said that. I can't let Babs actually finish a sentence usually. So it's tradition. It's tradition.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the 2 Boba Fett episodes that didn't have Boba Fett in them, but were
they were pretty good. Yeah. They were pretty good. Okay, I think it's a sidestep, possibly. It's just confirming. Here you go. It says, this is Hollywood Reporter. Andor might not have any Jedi Knight characters, but the Force is strong. The Force is strong. With season 2 premiering tonight with 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, the highest rated live action Star Wars show or movie yet. What?
It also didn't even make the top 10 for streaming originals with 3 hours of available content.
Better than Star Wars.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the Luminate ratings came out, and I should have saved that chart. You can see everything. You know, it's behind like old reruns of Quincy. It's crazy.
Yeah, the other thing is that, I mean, Rotten Tomatoes didn't exist when Star Wars was released or Empire or anything like that, right? So since we've existed, which isn't all that long, here's the best thing. And I was like, were you even around for like the prequels? I don't remember you. I'm pretty sure that the only thing that you would have been covering would have been the sequels, at least live on premiere.
Yeah. Here you go, Georgius Rex. Oh, my friend. The best Star Wars is the K2SO scenes in Rogue One. As long as you mute Toothy.
Yeah, I mean, she's the worst part of that movie, but I would say one of my favorite parts of that is the believers in the Force who have never like really encountered it, but still are, believe in it, and then have the fight to try and buy them time.
I quite like Toothy because she's Toothy, because I'm a pervert.
Well,
we know that. Here you go, Dommy. Well, spot. Hello, Dommy. Miss Brown answered me. Why was Mando season 1
sure
so good? I'll say again. So good, so early on in Disney Star Wars, and Star Wars went down.
I think they got the vibe right. They got the feel of it right. It seemed like it was in safe hands for about 5 or 6 episodes. Definitely,
Favreau was out to make decent Star Wars.
I also think that he wasn't getting a lot of oversight.
He got sideswiped.
Yeah, you had the story group and Kathleen and all that. They were still spinning their fantasies of all the movies they were going to make, and were focused on that. And this little TV shows not so much. which is also why Andor season 1 is pretty good. Is that nobody was giving them real oversight. Then they realized, we're not actually going to make any movies for a while. Let's turn the Eye of Sauron onto the TV, and then we get utter shite.
And let me be clear. I mean, the show was okay, but I also found it, somewhat boring and a little bit sort of it wasn't bad, but it's not like it was super awesome, and it not like it made a whole lot of sense. And everywhere you looked, there were just member berries all over the place. The little doorbell, Jabba the Hutt's doorbell is like Yuka Waka Tuka Solo
Wanka.
There were some great moments. Like what's the old German guy? Boomerang.
Max von Sydow?
Herr Boomerang.
No. Yeah, the guy. Oh God, it'll come. He plays
Werner
the old Imperial. Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog.
Yeah, his moments in there were incredible. But the whole the world building about the town and how it works, it always felt a little bit. It didn't make a lot of sense. But it's okay because he's really cool. The fact that they use carbonite, even though that wasn't really how you transfer prisoners, that was a hack that they had to use because they're in a mining colony. And so, it's just like the Jedi dressed like moisture farmers in Tatooine. It's just like that's how it is.
Bedelia, Amelia wrenched. Inclusion writers ruined. Then how
yes, but what's happened in Disney is that you have really bad people in charge, and bad people hire worse people under them. And if you are competent, you are either chased out or you leave because you can't stand the BS that's going on. And so what you have now are a ton of incompetent people who, again, use the fig leaf of my diversity or my politics or my message, but they can change the message tomorrow. They'll still be incompetent. Right. And they'll happily change the fig leaf to whatever, trying to hide their incompetence.
Okay.
Diversity and dinosaurs. Those are the two words.
Let
you know why it's horrible.
I think it's a sidestep.
Oh no.
Talking of which, by the way, Werner Herzog, I have a friend at work who's really into nature documentaries, and I told her,
he does some amazing ones.
Yeah.
I told her to watch Grizzly Man and said it was fantastic, and really you'll get an understanding about bears that you would never got before. And she still hasn't forgiven me.
Yeah, well, Grizzly Man got an understanding of bears he didn't have before too.
Price, you available to read this caption?
Sure. I wrote, there are so many reasons to dislike Andor Season 2, but without a doubt, its biggest problem is that it's boring as fuck.
I don't know who this guy is that tweeted this out. I'm not sure he has
I don't know why he didn't do the
credibility.
voice of prize of reason while he read it, too.
Yeah, go on, do it again. Go on, give it another go.
There are so many reasons to dislike Andor Season 2, but without a doubt, the biggest problem is that it's boring as fuck.
It's closer, I suppose.
Yeah.
Was that a better price of reason?
It's boring as fuck.
No, give it another go. Go on.
There's so many reasons to dislike Andor Season 2, but without a doubt, the biggest problem is that it's boring as fuck.
Yeah, that's like excited price. I've heard him once or twice. Yeah, it's act like the stream is having problems while you're reading that. That's the big thing, I think.
Okay. I don't know what's next.
Yes.
From Robot Head. Zack Snyder must be pissed that they have farmers in Andor after rejecting his Rebel Moon pitch.
They're not even in slow motion or anything. It's terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, the obvious truth of grain, you just can't deny. I mean, once you see that, you can't unsee it. So you got to put it into a movie.
At least they had a realistic amount of grain in the farming operation. Was something that you could buy.
It's not like 80 acres.
Oh dear.
You know, I
forgot Rebel Moon existed.
Too. Sorry. Go on.
I was just thinking, I forgot Rebel Moon existed until it got mentioned here.
No. I actually, when I watched it, thought to myself that element reminded me a bit of Rebel Moon.
Yeah,
I did actually think of it.
Do you think they're using Palpatine's recipe for that bread?
No pain, no grain.
When I Dude, this looks like it could have been something from Arkansas. The picnic table, the baskets. This doesn't feel otherworldly.
Are they going to build a barn after this?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a galaxy far, far away. It feels like, yeah, Harrison Ford is going to walk out anytime trying to protect a witness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the original trilogy, George was very meticulous about not having familiar elements or language.
And with Diego Luna being so short, they could have just called this episode Dinky and the Grain.
Eggs BT Wrench World of Sport. Look, an alien in Andor.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, one alien.
Hooray.
Bottom corner.
He's telling the story of how he escaped the Jedi training because they told him to keep his eyes closed and he couldn't do it. And it was
yeah. Talk about lack of representation.
I guarantee his story is better than. I guarantee his story is more interesting than Andor's.
Yeah. Oh, and they have a ginger too. Somebody's going to have to replace her.
Who's going to sing a song?
Go ahead, Bryce.
Price
Purple grain. Purple grain.
Oh.
Down.
Oh, I was thinking Hendrix, like
No.
Purple grain.
Purple grain. No, in my brain.
We only want to see Price singing in the purple grain.
Okay, I can't remember what's next. Possibly some supers if it's no more of this. Do we want to cover this? Should we cover this?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll cover this.
Yeah,
okay.
5 seconds worth.
Tony Gilroy wants a hashtag Star Wars courtroom drama. Could you do a courtroom drama in Star Wars? Why couldn't you? It'd be fascinating. You'd have to invent the legal system. But you could. Why not?
That's like the
that would be interesting.
How is that? That is a terrible pitch. Why
this is the classic. Just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do a thing. Also, be brave. Make this the She-Hulk Star Wars crossover. Damn it!
With Daredevil.
Yeah.
This is a fundamental misunderstanding or lack of understanding about what Star Wars is and why people loved it. This is narcissism. This is somebody thinking, yeah, you know what? I've got a better idea and I can shoehorn it into this classic and make it better.
Well, or it's that you're lost in the banality of modern life or just, living in general when the Star Wars movies were mythic, right? And that's the point of them, not to talk about how they made knives.
You could make a show about a company that makes paper shredders in Star Wars if you really wanted to, but it doesn't mean you should, does it?
There you go.
Home films.
There you go. Wayfarer Projects, Wrench will spot alone, mate. Star Wars special features.
Excellent. Adams was pretty good too.
There you go. Lunda Roland. Hello, Lunda. What are you looking at? Yeah.
Well, the answer to this is quite simple. This is Tony Gilroy saying, please give me work. I have an idea. Give me work.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley said she'd be interested in being this.
Yeah, I thought this was Gilroy pitching himself for Daredevil season 3.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
There you go.
I've kind of, soured on Gilroy at this point.
Can't imagine why.
Yep.
Right. Not Brian Wrenched. Seems Gilroy wants to do anything but Star Wars, as the interview will attest.
Yep. But he still wants the Star Wars label on it because the belief that just automatically will make certain people watch it. So
it'll give you 50k viewers guaranteed.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Does anybody know how much Andor costs? Do we know?
650 million.
Is that for all the episodes? All of it?
For all. What is it? For both seasons? Yes.
Season 1 and 2.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay. I don't know what's next.
Oh God.
Sean Levy's Star Wars Starfighter will reportedly follow a 15-year-old boy on a mission with his uncle, Ryan Gosling, as they are being pursued by a duo of villains.
Are the villains the Star Wars SVU unit?
It sounds like a dodgy 90s movie, and they just put Star Wars.
Yeah, no doubt. Some road movie that they've just repurposed and put some spaceships in instead of trucks.
Or let's rewrite the Navigator or something. It's
an episode of The Fall Guy they didn't bother to shoot.
I have no faith in Sean Levy. I don't think that. See, the thing is, not every director is right for Star Wars. The fact that he did Deadpool and Wolverine and he does comedy or whatever, it doesn't mean that he can do Star Wars. And Ryan Gosling doesn't interest me at all. I think that, I don't. I think he's an okay actor. He's not the one that's going to move the needle here either. So both of these things are not well suited for Star Wars, and I have very low expectations from this movie.
Why did they say a duo?
Welcome to talking over each other.
Sorry.
Otter, go on. Otter. No, Otter, go on.
I was going to say, I think Ryan Gosling is as close to a Hollywood draw, box office draw as you've got in this decade.
Yeah.
But and that does almost guarantee that this thing might get past the shareholders' call and actually get greenlit and made. So there is that. But it doesn't exactly inspire me, this plot synopsis.
He's a draw for women. I don't know many dudes that are like, wow, Ryan Gosling is in this movie. Stop what you're doing and let's go to the movie theater. Back in the day when we were growing up, you had Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis. You had people that that they're in a movie, you actually go see it. Ryan Gosling, he's a name, like you said, to throw around to some investors. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, aside from some ladies that wanted to see him look like an idiot in Barbie, nobody really gives a shit about him.
Here you go. Professor R2 Rich Willspot. 20R says this never sees theaters.
Yeah, I'm with R2.
Yeah. I might take that bet.
Release date is the day before the 50th anniversary.
Why did they say a duo of villains instead of just two guys or a pair
Edwards
of guys?
and Schofield are the villains.
It's going to be a hapless comedy duo like Home Alone, I reckon.
But is it going to have grape juice?
What?
It's going to be like Midnight Run.
Yeah.
They're going to dig up John Aston.
I'm still annoyed by the name because Star Wars Starfighter was a fantastic game I had on my PlayStation back in the day.
Midnight Run's a great movie.
It is a great film. It's certainly better than whatever this is.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. I don't know.
Hey, at least it's about two boys.
We'll do the supers in a moment, folks. Nick and Carlton Cruz are reportedly writing a new Star Wars TV series. They have written episodes of Lost, Strain, Watchmen, and The Leftovers.
What, Damon Lindelof wasn't available?
Yeah, I wouldn't want those on my resume.
I was going to say, three of those series I know were shit.
Yeah, that's not a great CV, is it, really? Watchmen was pretty much reviled.
Oh, my God.
Lost kind of lost some of its audience, though there are some people out there that love it.
Lost was just mystery boxes with no answers. So it was just
well, they gave me the answer, and everybody was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Why did it end in a church?
Why are they consistently trapped in this universe of bad reboot? Like they can't seem to get away from JJ and his apprentices or proteges.
You can thank Spielberg for that.
Yep.
Someone's got blackmail on someone.
People call it Lost Wars.
God. It's not far off.
If I was Kennedy, I would go to Taylor Sheridan and say, write me a Western that we can turn into Star Wars.
Yeah, he's about as good as you're going to get at the moment.
Yeah.
The problems all stem from the writing room, to be fair. So,
Yep.
And they all seem like the same people coming back time and time again, and no one understands why.
Or Vince Gilligan, they could do Better Call Jake.
He's doing a sci-fi on Apple, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. With Rhea Seehorn.
Which is out soon, apparently.
I'll watch that. But Lost was a crappy show. I know some people fell for it, but really, I've said this before. I had a friend that liked it, and I sat and watched a few episodes.
Was it?
What'd you say?
Was it JJ?
No, I had a friend that liked the show. It wasn't JJ. And then I saw it, and after a few episodes, not knowing anything about JJ Abrams, I just saw a few episodes, and I said to myself, this is the kind of show that they're just jerking the viewers around, and I stopped watching it. And I knew it. I knew it after like a few episodes. And I until this day, I'm so thankful that I didn't invest all those seasons and hours with this dumb show, because Lost, in my opinion, was just absolute crap, and it suckered people in. It was like the precursor to Disney Star Wars, or other crap that J.J. Abrams did.
Yeah, it was a lazy hack. And JJ has not been shy about that. If you go and watch like videos of him doing writing workshops, he constantly talks, and it's very specifically about like serialized TV. The mystery box thing works because all you care about is getting audience to sell ads to, right? Whether it has a good ending or not. And he also infamously says he's terrible at writing endings. But you know, when you pile up so many mystery boxes of bullshit, there is no way you can write an ending. I think it's one of the reasons George R.R. Martin will never finish his book series.
Yeah.
He's too busy playing with his trains. Dommy Woolspot, I saw the first season of Lost and stopped there. It was good.
Yeah. The thing about Lost, and even with, you know, George R.R. Martin, the Fire and Ice stuff, is that you get this mystery box and it makes people imagine stuff in their head, and it doesn't matter what the writers then do, it will never ever live up to what people have imagined the answer could be. So he's never going to finish Fire and Ice because
too busy playing with his trains. That's why.
Yeah, and
well, I don't think he can. Yeah, he can't. He can't finish the book.
No,
because
he's too busy playing with his trains.
Well, it's too complex. He wrote himself into too many corners. Yeah. But the thing is that there's been too much time. He'll never meet audience expectations.
He's over the hill.
And he's too busy playing with his trains.
Past his prime.
And I think he's got a train set. I could be wrong about that.
And he sits around and drinks beer and talks to like younger ladies. That's all he does. He doesn't care about any of this stuff. He's enjoying his money. He doesn't feel like writing this, and he's already over the hill.
I feel
pretty sure the R in George R.R. Martin stands for railroad.
Well, other than that, I don't see any problem. He should write it. Yeah.
There's a point you can make that it's more about the journey than the destination. But I think when somebody is about to take you on a 20-year trip, you have a right to know if you're going to end up someplace that makes sense.
Brother Snape, Martin is too busy cosplaying as Jabba with his girlfriend.
Well, we all like a bit of cosplay.
I really feel he should just hand it to a ghostwriter at this point. I can't see
a lost
any
writer.
Well, maybe not these guys, but somebody out there. I mean, he could easily get one of the other fantasy writers to just basically do it. Give him all your notes and off you go.
I don't know what's next.
Yeah, good thing.
Okay, we'll do. Should we do some supers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the supers.
Wash the taste of this mess out of our mouth.
Sly Jester, what a spot! Gifted 1 MBA Alliance membership. Thank you, my friend.
Well done.
Yeah.
Narco 2112, $5. Cheers, fellas. Thank you, my friend.
Cheers to you.
Mega Spider-Man wrenched €2. Why didn't Yoda ever go back to fight Palps?
He was too busy watching Palps' cooking show.
Exactly.
Yeah. When 900 years old you reach, watch lots of telly you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More Columbo. Just lots of Columbo.
There's an interview, a new interview with George Lucas. I think it was Turner News Network channel, something on the or the classic movies, something like that on YouTube. He said he made Yoda speak backwards so people would pay attention. Because if he just spoke normally, nobody would listen to him.
See,
so that's why.
Once again, he's retconning his own history. Yeah, I know why. I know exactly why he did this. From an interview he gave back in 1980. I mean, he said it was old Shakespearean way of speaking. It was a theatrical way of doing it.
Yeah.
If you translate Old English literally, it has the emphasis at the start of the word sentence rather than the end.
And here I was thinking that's just the way Grover and Cookie Monster talk.
I don't trust any. I was going to say I don't trust any of George's interviews. He kept referring to them as laser swords for a lot of the 80s.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
Mega Spider-Man wrenched €5. Help desk Emperor Smilex. What's your favorite chocolate?
Sexual chocolate.
Love chocolates.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, sexual chocolate.
Big and salty and brown. Sorry, no, Lindt chocolate balls. You know, the red ones. It's all like pop them in your mouth.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good, yeah.
Didn't this question come up last week? I'm pretty sure it did. This week. We all discussed our favorite brands of chocolate. I'll tell you, it's definitely not Cadbury's anymore. That's for sure. Somebody mentioned Tony's last week, and it is better than Cadbury's. I couldn't tell you what my favorite is. It depends. Ask me again in 5 minutes, and it would change.
Yeah, I think Barry White, the chocolate whale of love.
Oh, he's obviously up there.
Yeah.
To all, what's your favorite lightsaber duel in the prequels?
Ooh,
Duel of the Fates.
Yeah,
in episode
Duel
1.
of the Fates. Yeah, the music just sells it, doesn't it?
It's the dual lightsaber. It's they did it for me.
The double ender. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Can't beat a double ender, can you, Smilex?
Absolutely right.
Well, that's the. Oh, sorry.
I still think that with emotional impact, the Return of the Jedi duel is more important. But I guess visually, it's nicer to look at the Phantom Menace Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
Okay. Mud Crab, $2 Australian dollars. Backwards speaker tension gets. No, did I not?
Right.
I think you're actually speaking in reverse Polish notation, not the Shakespearean style.
And yes, that is a calculator.
When it gets that joke.
Yeah, that's a calculator language, not a racist thing.
And on that bombshell, that's all the Star Wars. Woo! Mobland, episode 5. Who's watching Mobland?
I am watching Mobland.
I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but it is good. Yeah.
Same with me. I've been kind of waiting because my wife and I've been busy, but we'd like to watch it together.
Yeah, I like watching it with your wife too. She's great.
She's great to watch with, isn't she?
Okay, we're not going to do spoilers, are we, Esther?
I only watched the first one. I still haven't gotten time to watch the rest. Yes, I know. I've just been really busy. Really, really busy. I'm gonna one day sit and just watch all those episodes.
If I've got one minor criticism, Helen Mirren's Irish accent isn't particularly great, and weirdly, Pierce Brosnan's isn't that fantastic either, and he is actually Irish. So I don't know how that works.
English so long he forgot.
Exactly, he may have lived in California for far too long.
You go, Ronnie's right. Mobland is fantastic. Yeah, Ronnie's right.
Yeah, I like it.
Esther, go on then. No spoilers. What do we think?
The show is phenomenal, and this isn't a spoiler. There's a scene in this last episode where everyone's just riding in a car and just looking at just looking at their facial, the amount of acting they're doing with their facial expressions alone, not to mention their words. It goes from car to car and you see everybody's face dead on. It's just phenomenal. I wonder how many takes they had to do of that scene actually, because it's just sublimely perfect. And it goes well with the rest of the show. The acting in this is a really good example for people who genuinely want to tell stories about one of the ways you can do it right. With setup, with subtext, with show don't tell, with good acting, and excellent realistic dialogue. It's really hard to beat.
Common people, right? Smileys. What's he saying there?
I think it's supposed to be criticizing, but he has coitus on his brain, so.
Hello, common people here. Oh, Smilex, criticizing the Irish accent, bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, see how it pays out.
Here you go, folks. Fat Rachel spot. Paddy Constantine is awesome. Yeah, this episode is awesome.
Yeah, I will say, there are little sins that this show commits that I'm more than willing to forgive because of just the overall plot and the great acting and all that. But there's a lot of fast travel in Britain that I'm pretty sure doesn't actually exist, and there's a lot of Tom Hardy just happens to have everything go his way a lot, but it's not plot damaging. It's just little. Okay, you're just you're trying to be efficient. You're trying to make things happen within a certain timeline to build suspense.
Yeah, there are a couple times that makes me wonder how Tom Hardy was able to put everything together in a timely manner and set it up how he needed to. But I'm more than happy to it doesn't even occur to me while I'm watching, which is the big no. It doesn't break immersion.
Yeah, it's little things that my suspension of disbelief will kind of raise its Spock brow a bit, but doesn't really stop or whatever. And there's no black plot hole that you can't escape the event horizon of.
Yeah, all I know is that Helen Mirren is going, Lady Macbeth, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on a Maeve is on a proper mission.
Yeah, she's a piece of work.
Okay.
And she still get it, obviously. I mean, I think it goes without saying, right? What?
Oh,
but
she's still
said it though.
Come on.
No, I'm not saying it on stream, but maybe off stream.
We are definitely recommending it though, yes.
Yeah.
Is she a dame? Is it Dame Helen Mirren?
Yeah, Dame.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still got it.
And as Amelia pointed out, she did once date Liam Neeson, so
that could explain her wandering accent.
Yeah, her
ruined below,
and
but,
a limp.
That's her funny walk. Yes. Okay.
That's why she does a lot of scenes sitting down, I think.
Yeah, that'll alter your accent.
TPP Granny Flapped.
That was my nickname in college.
My girl's got him.
Oh, Jesus! What?
Every time we try to get out, you drag us back in, don't you?
That's what shooting. Hey,
I got to run to my outer rim.
This is going to be the last time anybody see Dr. Watts.
No, God no.
Till the next time.
I'm going to be honest. The last episode that came out at least had a bit of interest because it was supposed to be a follow-up to Midnight, which is an incredibly good episode with David Tennant. They fucked it.
I'm shocked.
What?
What a surprise!
Wow, really?
Yeah, because the whole point about I read a synopsis. I'm not that stupid.
Okay.
The whole point about Midnight, obviously, is you don't understand anything about this creature. It's not anything anyone's ever seen before, and it sort of like stirs dissent and causes people to end up killing each other. In this episode, they've just made it something that hide behind you and then kind of just controls you a bit. It's sort of like and the Doctor cries as well.
Okay.
So
what?
100% Doctor cries in an episode rating at the moment. Wow. And as far as I can tell, he still actually hasn't saved anyone at all since he took over.
He certainly hasn't saved Doctor Who.
No.
This is now the second worst overnight viewing for a Doctor Who show ever.
This I heard greatest episode ever in Doctor Who, Dr. Watt.
Didn't they lose 400,000 more viewers or something?
It went back. I think, no, it's the viewing. I had a quick look. The viewing figures have gone up by about 100,000.
I think it went up because it's supposed to be a sequel to Midnight.
So
I mean, people were following the name.
To be fair, this episode, from the second that Russell T Davies has returned, this is his best episode. But this episode, if it was during the Tennant or Matt Smith era, would be like a mid-table episode. And because of Ncuti Gatwa, who is not convincing as the Doctor and still cries and calls people babe like men and honey and weird things like that, this episode, it had better writing, but he's still the Doctor and he's still kind of annoying. So I guess what I'm saying is it's still not really good. It's just less of a disaster than most of the other stuff that Russell T Davies has done since he returned.
Yeah, best of the new Russell T Davies Doctor Who is like trying to figure out what the best Star Wars TV show is from Disney.
You need to choose between a lot of crappy things, and this one really it had some more decent writing, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Not in the big picture.
Yeah, and it's at the expense of the original Midnight. He kind of ruins the entity and takes the mystery out of things. So this actually goes back and retcons to whatever extent this episode is better. It's at the expense of the original.
Yeah, folks, Mudcrab, if you rank Ncuti's episodes, then best episode maybe. But if you put all this stuff on a tier list, they're all going to be D.
Well, that
you
might
want
be
to give
generous.
Ncuti the D?
No, well,
no.
2-tier Ncuti.
Right, I think I've figured out why, Russell T Davies cannot write for shit anymore, and Ncuti as a Doctor has no identity. If you look at sort of all previous Doctors, you could even just look at the clothing, right? With you pick a doctor and there's something that stands out
Yeah.
about them. So you look at Tom Baker, you got the scarf, massive scarf. When you look at Peter Davidson, it's the cricket outfit, Sylvester McCoy, question marks, and so on. What has Shooty got that actually defines him?
Rainbow jumper.
He has a kilt.
It's not a kilt, it's a dress.
Cheers.
Right. And it's not even consistent.
He has a kilt.
Episodes.
That's it. He has a kilt.
But it's not even consistent between episodes because it's sort
Right.
of like
it's
go and change
manipulated.
So there's nothing that just says this is the Doctor. Even Jodie Whittaker had a specific outfit that was her Doctor outfit. It's just it annoys me. There's no identity to the Doctor. The series has just kind of shot itself in the foot, and it's just kind of bollocks.
Well, I heard a rumor that he's going to pull another Timeless Children near the end of the finale. The end of the finale.
The finality is the word.
Yeah. No, that it's going to. Yeah. I don't know how much I should say if it's a spoiler, but
just say it. Nobody cares anymore.
He's going to make this companion like the goddess of dreams and the goddess of storytelling, and all of Doctor Who is just going to be some kind of dream.
In all honesty, if I said the easiest thing you could do is just have Peter Capaldi sit up, take a dream crab off his face, and go, "Oh, I had a strange dream." Then just get in the TARDIS, and then so none of it's happened.
Yeah, Bobby Ewing looks up in the shower and goes, "You too?" Yeah, that's we're done.
Gets abducted by aliens off the road or something.
Smilex, are you available to read?
Sure,
generous super, please.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's a gold one.
Yes,
from that weirdo. Common people wrenched for £16.69.
Nice.
Oh, I still can't get the smell out of the curtains because of some of these panel members. I'll not name names, but it starts with an S and ends in a Milex. Oh, I think he's talking to you, Price.
Yeah, I'm going to need more clues, Common. I can't quite put that together.
The internet help desk Milex. Yeah, she found out my secret name.
Yeah.
Could some of my members of the channel please put in the chat the new emojis on behalf of common people? Show him what is missing, please. Okay.
I was going to say Smistophoblix.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I can't believe some of the things you've said about common people over the years. It's unbelievable. Terrible.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Oh, great.
Sorry, I threw up in my mouth a bit.
The Fantastic Four First Steps will not, I repeat, will not be an origin story. The film begins 4 years after the team have become heroes via Deadline.
Oh, thank God. Truly, this movie is saved.
See, really, if anything, we needed a more back to the basics kind of story for this. I mean, they should be battling somebody. I mean, Fantastic Four never dealt with real street level stuff, but we need a small villain rather than going straight to Galactus and Doom and the big boys. We kind of needed an entry level villain, I think.
Why does Pedro with his boots look like he works in an abattoir? Or is it just me?
His galoshes.
Yeah, he's got to muck out the pig stalls later.
They're not as bad as the boots that he was wearing at Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, that was so funny. He looked like he was straight off the special bus. It was amazing.
It was. I can't believe Lederhosen and galoshes have come back.
Alex Ashgan Wrenched asks the tough question. So why is it called First Steps?
Because this is baby's first step movie.
Oh, is that what it is? She's going to give birth then, isn't she?
But the robot is the robot going to give birth?
Pedro
could be giving birth.
Yeah.
Well,
certainly dress him like it.
Do you know the only one that looks even remotely good casting is the robot.
If we're going to be able to see Vanessa Kirby, this opens up some possibilities.
I like Vanessa Kirby. I don't know if she's right for this, but I do like Vanessa Kirby as an actress.
Wrench was what? Johnny looks ultra flame on there.
Well, he's no longer gonna be problematic. That's the important thing that we heard from the writer. And
to be fair, he actually looks like he's got something in his pants. Pedro looks like he's just a Ken doll down there.
Yeah, it's like a smooth area.
It's just totally smooth. Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
She's going to give birth. That'll be the highlight right at the end. That'll be the cutscene, at the end.
And will she die of a broken heart?
Yes.
No, movie twist. It'll be Pedro that gives birth.
Yes, and he'll give birth to Galactus.
Well, that should be easy for him because he can stretch everything.
Oh, dear.
The baby is silver, which brings up some interesting questions.
Oh no!
The Fantastic Four biological steps.
She gives birth to a pebble.
I think the thing looks far too. I think this has been said before, but yeah, he just looked too small, doesn't he?
By a lot.
Yeah.
And then when you actually see like some of the clips, it's like, why is your head 2 sizes too small?
Yeah. R.I.P. Clubby. I'm glad you didn't get to see this crap.
Ashen Prism wrenched. What spot? Will we see conception of the baby?
Yeah, I think that was actually an Andor episode.
You want to see Pedro Pascal shagging, do you?
Well, they don't call her the Silver Scissor Surfer for nothing.
It'll be a post-credit scene.
She turns herself invisible, and you'll just be watching Pedro Pascal humping the air.
Here you go, folks. Punchable face, wrenched. Hello, punch. This looks like W4NK.
It does look like wank.
It does.
Wank, wank.
I mean, retro 60s.
Like Amelia's comment, she gives birth to feminism.
Very good. Very good.
That's right. That's about right.
Because it is set in the 60s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's going to see it?
Not
No.
me.
I mean, if word of mouth is
fancy going, Ottoman.
If it's remotely positive, I might go for the last.
Fancy going?
Yeah, if it's remotely positive,
we'll have to go to White Rose.
But if it's absolutely universally hated, you're on your own.
We'll have to go to White Rose now.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever.
I'm going to see if I can find a copy on the high seas or over in India, and then I might just upload it to a Google Drive and refuse to let anyone pay for it, and just share the link out to everyone.
But you're not going to watch it yourself, of course.
Dear God, no, I'm not stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go. Fat about a wrench will spot. I miss Clobby's lust for comic merch. Those streams were great.
Yeah, he'd be referring to this as the filth. You know it, and I know it.
Is he going to be turning in his grave though with this?
I don't think. I'm just glad. I'm glad he's not here for this one.
Yes,
this would have been the final nail.
Yeah.
I'm going to be turning in mine, and I'm not dead yet.
Okay. Shall we do something?
Ooh.
Oh, that's something.
Julie Garner on the ambiguity of the Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four First Steps. Does she stand? Well, that's problematic straight away, isn't it?
Yeah.
She.
Well, and standing, that's ableist.
Yeah, she could be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
With Galactus, or is she again just doing? There's a lot of she's in there.
Yeah.
Told.
Yeah. This doesn't seem to be ambiguous.
She has the mysterious energy about her, and slowly that mystery will get.
It was never a mystery in the comics.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's not that's not mysterious energy. That's vinegar and water. So.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the mystery is why did she get cast? But that's
right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the character, the whole point of the Silver Surfer being the herald of Galactus, is that he traded his world not being eaten by Galactus. In exchange, he would do Galactus's will and announce his arrival.
Yes, I believe
have
that's
I got
correct,
that right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Bam.
Great, we've just answered that.
And he is
He's doing
basically
what
doing
she's
what
told.
Galactus. He does do what Galactus says, but he occasionally does add a little bit of context. Sometimes more than what Galactus does. So he will go to a world and give them an advance warning of their impending doom. And sometimes, if you catch him on the right day, he will actually give you a little bit of an idea as to what you might do about it, but not much. Because he's not a happy servant, but he's a servant nonetheless.
Yeah. Just announces the arrival of death. That's it.
Indeed.
And what is this BS about mysterious feminine energy about her? Like, You know, everything that she has because Galactus gave her. And
that's estrogen. I think that's just estrogen.
Yeah, I know for some reason the Silver Surfer doesn't need to make any sense. It demands one thing, but it actually wants the opposite.
You know what you did, do I?
There you go. I haven't done this for a while. Waylon Bethethus wrenched real smart. She also recently said she doesn't know why she was cast.
Well, I stand with her on that.
As she would.
Me too.
Very good.
I heard that somebody specifically insisted that her specifically needed to be in this movie, and that was the only role they had left.
Okay.
Because she had the smallest breasts in all of Hollywood.
Oh.
I mean, look at rendered right there, for God's sake.
No, I think somebody in the Disney executive hierarchy just must really love Ozark, or really love her, or really love her, and decided.
Is it Alexandra Daddario?
Alexander Daddario?
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Ooh,
I'd have got behind the Silver Surfer on that.
Sydney Sweeney is the Silver Surfer.
Yes, we need Sydney Sweeney as the Silver Surfer. She's even got the same initials. I mean, come on, it's right there.
Daddario has also comparable assets and usually good attitude. So.
Oh, yes. Okay. Let's... don't know.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, merch. There you go. Lego Galactus.
Oh, but that's cool, though. Look at it.
At least it's proper Galactus, and it's not just like the old ones, just a cloud in the sky.
The dark cloud.
I mean,
also, doesn't this look like a 70s Shogun Warrior toy?
Yes,
that is a really low bar.
Yeah.
Apart from the little pizza slice on the right hand side, I like that box. I just don't like seeing their faces on top of it as well. But the rest
do they
of
have the Silver Surfer minifigure? Is she in this? I don't see her.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh.
No, it doesn't look like it.
I'd be interested in seeing the sales figures for this compared to the other.
Look, it'll be great at Ollie's.
Has Johnny Storm just set light to a fart?
As one does.
Have you seen the size of? Is that Reed Richards at the bottom left?
Yeah. Look at him.
He's bigger than He's bigger than Thing.
He's got stretchy legs.
He is bigger than Thing. Although Thing does have big hands, I suppose. And you know what they say about big hands.
That's right.
My biggest concern is if this does even moderately well, the lessons they're going to take away from this will set everyone back even further.
They already did that with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Wow. Yeah, but this is going to be worse. They just got cameos from Deadpool and Wolverine, but they're really pushing the girl power thing.
Is that the Disney age group 9+?
No 9-year-old has that bad a taste.
Yeah.
Only 45-year-old plus can really go that.
Okay,
same.
No 9-year-old has the £50 required to go and buy this. That is about $75 US.
If a 9-year-old wants to earn $50 in Hollywood, I think there's ways.
Yeah, there's yep.
Oh, is that all? I thought it was one of the bigger, like Millennium Falcon size kits.
420 pieces, so it's not too big.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think that's it for the FF. I think it is. The X-Men will reportedly wear comic-accurate suits in Avengers Doomsday, which starts filming tomorrow.
Well, you know what the problem with this is that Disney own Marvel and have probably at some point down the line changed the costumes to all kinds of different things over the course of their history. So that doesn't really mean very much, does it? We need to know exactly which era that they're talking about in order for us to get even remotely interested in this. Though, let's face it, does it really matter? I mean, if the writing's crap, it doesn't really matter what they're wearing, does it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the writing will be as if they are all wearing their underwear on their heads. So it doesn't really matter what the costume itself is.
Yeah.
Except given the size of the cast of this movie, costuming is actually significant budget item.
Right, exactly.
I'm just doing a quick Google to see if they did a Girls of X-Men swimsuit edition, because if they did, it might be a very different movie than what we're thinking.
Oh,
let's hope.
That might make money.
Everything crossed.
Because they've added that into Marvel Rivals, you know, the computer game now.
Yeah.
Oh,
the swimsuit edition. Yeah.
Here you go. Amelia
Possible.
Bedelia wrenched. On proves writing doesn't matter.
oh, come on! I like all of the scripts.
Yeah, I mean, if House Lady isn't having a problem with the appliances, why would Repairman be there? Come on.
Why would? Yeah, I need to know the context as to why she's got a head in the washing machine.
Yeah.
How did it get there?
You see,
What
the
was she
writing's
looking
one
for?
thing, but you got to love the action scenes as well, though. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the comic accurate suits.
You know, they come hard in those ones. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I do.
Okay.
sorry, carry on.
That's out in a year, isn't it? So they're not messing about.
Good lord. Well, I guess they've got to try and get as much out as possible because they know this this whole superhero thing is dying on the vine.
Yeah. Well, they killed it, so they should know.
Yep.
Besides, I thought the Supreme Court said you couldn't call them X-Men anymore.
No, not anymore. Not in the UK. They'll have to give it a different name.
I've just got a very, very bad feeling that they're hoping that the Fantastic Four is going to set all this up and we're all going to be infused again.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've just got a very, very bad feeling about Fantastic Four. A very, very bad feeling.
I agree. I mean, Captain America was one of the worst flops of recent history.
But I still enjoyed it though.
Well, no, that's fine. But
because I like Anthony Mackie.
I suppose the point is though, it's got a name attached to it. You know, Captain America. Something attached to the Avengers, which I know, it's not really Captain America, but it does have a big name attached to it. So you kind of think, all right, that had some potential. Now, Thunderbolts, I don't see that having any potential. Fantastic Four's got some IP credit, but
by the way, the one thing that still gives me a bit of the what the hell is going on with Hollywood, as terrible as Captain Falcon, whatever the hell. Was it is the second highest grossing movie of this year. The third is Snow White.
Ooh. Well,
it's I mean, interesting. How much of that is Disney buying out their own theater, though?
Well, again, I mean, it's you have a movie that hasn't made $200 million, and it is the third highest grossing of the year.
It does say a lot about the state of the industry.
Yeah,
probably. I mean, they're not the most profitable, though, are they?
This weekend was considered a good weekend between Revenge of the Sith re-release, Sinners, which is doing well, and The Accountant 2. This has been considered actually a good weekend at the box office.
Yeah.
So if anything, it says that they could still make movies that people want to watch. It's just most of the time they don't, and people are annoyed. But there are audiences that want to see movies.
Well, there's another thing. So I saw the Twitter post. It was like, this is, oh my God, this is a fantastic weekend, right? And they listed it. It's $100 million.
Yeah,
$100 million.
20. Yeah, 4 movies that have done over 20. First time in 2 years.
Wow.
Right, but it was $100 million total.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shit weekend.
You know, I think people are. You know what the problem is? I think also people are expecting too much of these tentpole movies with all their hundreds of millions of dollars in IPs. I would like it if we could go back to average weekends. Maybe some will have 100, maybe some will have more. But I really like the idea of having movies that aren't all the same IP over and over again. And maybe Revenge of the Sith doesn't fall into that, but I like that there was an original The Sinners. I haven't seen it yet. I saw The Accountant 2, which was okay. I like that there's just there. I like that it's not the same Disney crap over and over again.
Yeah, but I think the only thing that was I mean, you have the leftover of Minecraft, and you had Sinners. Other than that, it was just sequels or.
Hey, no, Warfare.
Slot, right?
Warfare's great.
Oh, did you guys say it's really good?
I didn't see Warfare yet.
Yeah, Warfare's go see everybody. Warfare.
You know what? Some of the movies are better than others, and some are dumb. But I do think that this past weekend showed that people can, and maybe the past few weekends, the people are still willing to go to the movie theater if you give them something to watch. Yeah. I do think that.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, this is it. Here we go. Hashtag Thunderbolts has received positive first reactions from critics, with many praising its dark themes, practical action, and Florence Pug's performance.
Thunderbolts asterisk. Give it its proper name.
Yeah, I was watching a psychologist podcast, and they were explaining how to recognize propaganda. And he said, whenever you hear the term chaos or the term dark, they're going to be trying to gaslight you with propaganda, like, dark woke. And so I immediately came to mind when it's a darker. Well, Kingpin just ripped the guy's head off. Like, is it going to be darker than that?
Is this true? 27 minutes therapy scene.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I reckon it probably is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think more importantly, it has received positive first reactions from critics. You know who the critics are who get to see this first?
Yeah. I don't trust them at all. As far as I'm concerned, this movie is shit unless somehow something surprises me. It's on track to being another crappy MCU movie.
Price, in the absence of Mega Geek, could you do his shit, please? Could you do his
This
best
movie is
impression?
shit.
I'm going to remind you, Snow White had early positive critics.
It did.
Praise. Of course it does.
Yeah, here you go. Professor R2, Wrench Will Spot. Yes, quarter of the movie is a good. What?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, 27
Why
minutes.
would they do this?
I am still fully convinced. I'm going to die on this hill. The reason it has an asterisk afterwards is because by the end of the movie, they're going to be called the Avengers.
Oh, God.
So it's Thunderbolts asterisk.
And I still can't bring myself to care.
Yeah.
And that's for Florence Pugh's performance. I mean, that Russian accent. Yes, it's really
It
bad.
annoys me.
You will take you with beer.
I like meat.
Yeah, because
like vodka.
that's just what Marvel has needed over the past 5 years. Another girl boss. Like,
at least with Scarlett Johansson, they knew to not start doing that thing with the accent. Even what's her face, Wanda. They started off giving her an accent, and then they're just like, "Fuck it, don't do the accent anymore."
Well, fuck it, I will not do.
Professional version.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, because these are supposed to be like people who infiltrate and assassins or whatever.
Over each other, Mr.
That they wouldn't have these accents. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I just like they're doubling down again on the whole.
I had a kind of a semi-good feeling about this one that it might surprise us.
Yeah, me too. Until the 27 minutes of therapy, I'm not.
Yeah,
too
your
sure
semi
about.
was just because of Florence Pugh.
Smiley, what are you doing at the weekend? Do you want to suffer with me? Joint suffering.
I'll let you know.
Everybody, please.
Oh wait, I'm working late on Friday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, smoking meat is going to mean something different for you, Smilex, that weekend.
Everybody, please come tell me feeling what your true feeling.
Unfortunately,
use lubricant or you get smoking meat.
I will have to go see this for the YouTube channel.
No, you cannot take cab down Columbus. Nobody take cab.
I will not be taking my father this time.
If Price of Reason had landed in a different area, like Clark Kent, if he'd landed in Russia as opposed to wherever it was in America that he claims to have landed,
he would have been the proletariat of Reason.
Can you imagine him with a Russian accent, though? God, it'd be incredible.
Yeah, go on, Price, do a Russian accent.
I don't think I can do one.
Oh, come on.
I think you can. You can do.
Russian Price of Reason.
I can do it.
Haven't you ever ridden in cab? You ride cab. You speak Russian.
I'm sorry, that was Indian.
Yeah, what?
Yes. Oh, yeah,
I can do the Indian too. You know, just bubbling the head.
Welcome to Casual Racism Sunday.
Hooray!
Well, at least we're confident in casual racism.
Welcome to Casual Racism on Mr. Brownlands.
When we were getting ready to start the show, and Mr. Brown asked us how were you feeling, I told him, well, I started out good, but with each and every slide, I just started getting more and more depressed.
Well, there is a silver lining. I don't think we'll bear to do them all tonight. Okay. Thunderbolt's first reactions. Florence Pugh is superb in some of Marvel's darkest material today.
There it is again. You're absolutely right. There's the word dark, and there's the same accolade about Florence Pugh. We're going to get that over and over in various bits.
Yeah.
Think of everything. Think of everything David Banner's had to go through. Are you going to tell me darkest theme ever? I think it's going to be the darkest gaslighting ever, maybe.
I like gaslighting. It's nice.
Maybe they mean like literally darkest, like Alien versus Predator 2 levels of.
Okay, I like this. That's
I do too.
Perhaps we should do a T-shirt with talking logo.
Walking.
Clip that, everybody. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Okay. I think it's a sad step. Or maybe not.
Oh my God. This was the opinion I was waiting on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simu Liu praises Thunderbolts.
This guy gets pissed off over bobble tea.
Bravo to everyone involved in this film. A beating heart with a beautiful message wrapped in a fun action flick. An absolute joy to watch.
That was written by somebody in the press agency and just handed to
Grok,
him.
written by
signed
Grok.
it, didn't he? He hasn't written that. I've heard him speaking. He's not that articulate.
No.
Who?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who is it?
Shang-Chi.
He's an American playing a Chinese man.
He's a Canadian. Stop it.
Did
He's Canadian.
Did he try to milk
I don't pay that much attention. All right.
Canadian playing a Korean, pretending to be occasionally pretending to be Chinese when it suits.
Yeah, it was something like that. It's sort of like it's just it's cultural appropriation, basically.
Yeah,
playing the dude who is the
he,
dude.
He essentially destroyed a local family-run business selling tea because he didn't like the fact they were Chinese. Even though they were sourcing their stuff from Taiwan.
Yeah.
So,
and he was about as Chinese as the people selling it because he's not Chinese either. He's Korean.
Yeah. Well, I know the Chinese
Canadian
people don't like him.
Korean roots.
But when Chinese look at him, they don't like him.
No.
Well, I finally agree with the Chinese.
Me too.
Yeah, you know.
1 billion people can't be wrong.
Are you being racist?
Maybe.
Iraq-a-discipline.
Okay, let's. I don't know.
Oh God.
No,
well, now I'm buying a ticket.
Zendaya will reportedly have a minor role in Spider-Man: Brave New Day.
And as soon as Savile heard minor, he was all
ready
for that.
How's about?
I give it one thumb up.
I wish they would just put her in like a post-credit scene. I hope it's that minor.
Where she gets shot in the face.
4 out of 5 fingers.
And she still wouldn't emote.
Yeah, they're shopping in like a Home Depot, and she's one of the planks of wood.
Yeah, great.
All right, kill that one. Okay.
What's the nail in this plank of wood? Oh, that's Tom Holland.
She's too busy doing Dune. Or is it Dune?
Tom Holland would be the holes, and Dyer would be the peg.
What is wrong with these people?
It's been a rough couple of years for some people.
Melvin would be doing one as well.
A little bit of a dry spell for Franco there.
Melvin likes her. Melvin thinks that most actresses he thinks are crap. Like he would like her.
Yeah, he's got a thing for Zendaya.
Melvin is weird.
I don't think she looks like this anymore either. Isn't this an older picture?
Yeah, that's from a few years ago.
Yeah,
okay,
this is pre-Ozempic.
Yeah, she's starting to show the wood grain now.
Okay, I think it's related. Spider-Man Brand New Day will reportedly be the first live-action #Spider-Man movie to feature a drumroll female leading villain.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Oh,
please tell me it's Black Cat.
It sounds like shit.
Oh, tell me it's Zendaya.
Oh, I did a drum roll on my desk and all my USB stuff just disconnected.
Apart from I'm struggling to think of a really good
Black Cat.
Maybe it will be Black Cat. But then again, she was never really a true villain, was she? She was kind of on his side.
She's a friend. She's a frenemy or an antagonist. She's not a villain.
I think filming starts August, I think.
I was going to say I've seen enough Rule 34 of Black Cat that I just really want her in an actual movie.
Yeah,
isn't the director of this the one from Shang-Chi?
Wait, is Mary Jane Watson going to be the villain?
I don't know, but is the director is this the director from Shang-Chi? Because I think that's who's directing this movie. No,
is it not John Watts?
For some reason, I thought is he doing another one? I'm concerned about this. Who's doing it? Who's directing this movie?
Chat, help us out.
I know that in one of the Andrew Garfield ones, Felicity Jones was once brought on, and she had the name Felicia. As her character name was Felicia. And I thought, ooh.
So are they doing a female Doc Ock?
They did have one. It was what was her name? Lady Octopus, and that was that in the early 2000s? No, it was 90s, I think.
Yeah,
By
but
the
that's
way, I'm not crazy.
That's animated.
I just Googled it, and the guy that's directing it is not the one that directed the previous 3 Spider-Mans. It's Destin Daniel Cretton, or whatever his name is, and he directed Shang-Chi. That's what I said.
Right. Yeah, okay.
God.
So, it sounds like you're going to be right. Looking at that poster, it's going to be Lady Octopus.
So it's going to be shite then, yes.
Right.
So,
I mean,
probably.
the guy that made Shang-Chi, it's not that I saw that movie and thought, wow, this is the best movie I've ever seen. I'm not excited that they gave him this Spider-Man thing.
He seems like a journeyman director. He doesn't seem to have any flair. It's just, he's probably the right person for Disney because he will do what he's told.
Professor Atu wrenched was, but female Doc Ock was in Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, that might be why they're being very specifically about the first live action. And again, I hate this shit. Oh my God, it's going to be the first female on a Tuesday that it doesn't end in 13. It's fuck off.
Here you go, folks. Brother Snape, Spider-Man saves the UK from the villainous Rachel from accounts.
She has threatened to resign actually today. There's a whole thing going around that she got in an argument with Keir Starmer. She's threatening to resign.
Oh, please don't.
I really wish she would.
Please don't get my hopes up.
I'm waiting for the first female that will serve grape juice.
Yes.
Oh, God, if I hear grape juice once more, my head's going to explode. Okay. Shall we
use the real word.
No, you can't. Shall we
move along?
Oh.
That looks terrible.
First logo for us. Where's Ian when we need him? Price? What's Ian going to say to this?
It's going to say, it looks shit, that. it kind of looks a bit...
Well, it looks shit.
I'm sorry, but I think it looks shit.
It looks like from the late 70s, early 80s sort of
shit.
thing.
It looks like an early 90s energy drink logo, but also they're never making this movie. I think God has less time than a lot.
Sorry, that font, I used to use that on Word Art when I was in school doing projects for English.
Common People Wrenched. Not a member of the channel, though. Thought it was Gladiators.
It looks like the sign over an aerobics studio.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, what's that? American Gladiators. That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. No, it doesn't look good, does it? But hey, whatever. It's plenty of time for it to change. And let's face it, as Mr. Goodwin said, it's not going to get made anyway.
Why couldn't they call me to direct and write it?
Exactly. Yeah.
That was my Mega Geek impression.
I got that.
I thought he'd walked in the room then.
I mean, I think it's going to be woke, and it probably has an OnlyFans.
Well, you have to put it on a T-shirt and then have Sydney Sweeney wear it, and it adds some dynamism.
The S stands for shit.
Oh, R2 says they've already started filming, so maybe it will eventually happen.
Holy crap!
That doesn't mean it'll be released.
I'll wait for the Axel Braun parody.
The Axel Braun parody will be better.
It will have better writing.
Better writing, definitely.
Probably a better plot as well.
Right.
At least you know where it's going to end up.
Didn't know. Mega Geek. Who's from Cork?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's kind of related. Warner Bros. Discovery beats lawsuit over Superman rights.
Oh, I didn't realize they were actually in dispute. Well, who were they up against for the rights? Do you know?
The estate of the original creators.
Yeah. It was in certain territories.
Siegel and Schuster and all those people. Was it?
The law firm, yes.
Okay.
I mean, listen, it's not that I love these corporations, but these guys with the rights, I feel like they pop up every few years with a new, hey, you didn't pay us enough last time. Don't you need to pay us for some rights? And then somebody cuts them a check, and then they pop up again after a few years. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was actually in the UK, though. It was a foreign copyright suit.
Yeah.
In the UK, nobody has rights over there anymore, so they can't get.
Saw what he did
rights.
there. Very good. Bit of politics. Saw what he did there. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Can't deny it.
I did it. See, I'm the most British person on this panel, apparently.
There'll be a knock on my door tomorrow.
The lawsuit dismissal, though, was a very interesting reason that they gave. They didn't actually hear it; they just dismissed it because the UK court said they didn't have jurisdiction.
Well, that's a standard court dodge. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah.
If they don't have jurisdiction over a copyright in the UK, what do they have jurisdiction over?
Yeah.
They barely have jurisdiction over their own criminals, but so how will they now have time for jurisdiction with these Superman rights?
Yeah, we're too busy policing Twitter.
I'm reading up on it. It's interesting because there's a whole thing under copyright law about once someone passes away, then copyright assignments are terminated 25 years after death. And Schuster died in 1992, and you got this whole thing about the Berne Convention. And DC's ownership of Superman dates back to 1938 when writer Jerome Siegel and Schuster, the artist, sold the rights and character for $130 to DC. Yeah, and then it's just been a target of litigation since then, starting in 1947. They tried to invalidate DC's ownership, and they settled for $94,000, and it's just kept on going since then. It's quite in depth.
Yeah, never take a flat. Always go with a percentage. Never take a flat number. That's for chumps.
Okay, if this was in the UK, perhaps they should have got an Afghanistan lawyer. Then it would have succeeded.
I was trying to figure out a way to weave in a Pakistani gang into that conversation. It didn't
okay.
Right.
Gay Homes 3 has begun filming. The cast will count with Millie Bobby Brown, no relation, Alan Partridge, Imish Patel, Sharon Duncan, thank you, Brewster, Henri Cavill,
HBC,
Bonham Carter.
Do you know, I've not actually seen any of these. They didn't look great.
I've seen the first two.
And common people saying it, and
Go on, say in channel common people. Go on.
First two shit.
Isn't Millie Bobby Brown like 35 now?
At least. No, she's young. She just looks ridiculous.
She looks kind of older, but the thing is that the first two movies were kind of dumb to begin with, and I really did feel like I need a third one. Henry Cavill, though, collects a very easy check here. He usually only appears in a limited time in the movie. He smiles for the camera. And I think that the second they stop filming, he runs like really fast to the bank. Put the check, make sure it clears.
Yeah,
I've worked at that job before.
He uses that super speed he has.
Then rushes straight to a Warhammer to buy a lot of
buy more toys.
Yeah.
Blows half of his check at Games Workshop. Yep.
Right, and then straight home to paint them.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I was like, wait. I didn't know there was one. There's 3 of these. Okay, there you go.
There you go. Georgius Rex, Drinker slated the first one. I didn't even know there was a second one.
Look, it's Sherlock Holmes' smarter, more stunning, and braver sister.
The Mycroft got a transition.
It's quite funny, despite him being the world's greatest detective, he's got siblings and relations are always better. There was even what was it? Gene Wilder did one of the Sherlock brothers, who was apparently very intelligent as well.
Okay, but to be fair, in the canon and Conan Doyle's books, Mycroft was always the smarter brother. He was just lazy. He didn't apply himself.
Smilex, you available, mate?
Oh, sure, yeah. Come on, people. Right. He's doing it Mega Geek though. I'm not. I don't do Mega Geek. Mega Geek. It's shit, Sherlock.
Somebody clip that and send it to Mega Geek.
Yeah, he's in Canada. He's gone to Wokeville Central.
Nice,
lovely.
Okay, have we done with that? We don't care, do we?
Absolutely.
I don't think we even started with it. It's rubbish.
It's just another nail in the girl boss coffin. Coming up.
Okay, first poster for Wednesday, season 2. Trailer releases tomorrow. I didn't even watch the trailer. But
Well, here's hoping that this doesn't suffer the Netflix season 2 curse like so many others.
Was season 1 any good?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah,
okay.
but you could really feel the tension between agenda and storytelling in that first one. And then it came out that Jenna Ortega was constantly having to fight the writers so Wednesday could sort of act in character. Now she's a producer in season 2. So I think there is reason to give hope.
Is it the sequel to Tuesday? I killed that. Sorry.
I was just going to let that lie as long as it needed to.
I was waiting for the tumbleweed. Sorry.
Talk about the crazy online shipper groups getting involved in shows, though. This one had to be one of the worst.
Oh,
What is the big word synopsis of the program?
She goes off to university
On a Wednesday.
for weird and interesting different people, and it's about being a teenager, meeting friends, attempting to be murdered, kidnapped, and getting into sword fights and big demons that you have to stab with a specific sword to send them back to hell and stuff. It's typical Addams Family fare, I suppose. Yeah.
Is that what it's related to then?
Wednesday was the girl's name.
Oh,
in Addams
okay.
Family. Yeah.
Yeah, it had its moments, but I wasn't really rushing out to find the next episode.
No.
I do like Jenna Ortega. I think she comes across quite well in interviews. She seems vaguely normal compared to quite a few Hollywood actresses. So, I wish her well with it. I hope it's all right. For those who watched the first series, I didn't watch it, but I kind of get the impression that its heart is in the right place for this second series.
Okay.
Yeah. Since the Addams Family show, we've had 3 generations of goth girls that all think they're Wednesday Addams. So it's hard to bring. It's hard to bring something new to the character, but she was good.
Look, if it inspires more girls to wear black, I'm good.
Common.
Bring it on.
Common people wrenched. Who's outside it? Could people who are members please do the 4 fingers in the chat just to piss common people off? I need to see 4 fingers, everybody. Here we go. Look at that.
There are 4 fingers.
4 fingers. Okay.
I'm completely sure the reason why men think about the Roman Empire so much is because they want to get dominated by Goths as well.
Yes.
Or the Visigoths.
No one disagreeing with me. I like that.
Or the Golgoths.
I love it how StreamYards.
I like it when
displays
Hannibal says Kate's.
Fingers. Fingers. That's from StreamYards. Okay, let's move on. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Is that Leslie Jones?
Yeah, it's Reba from the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay,
show.
this is from one of our own, File 13. A young, unblooded.
Oh, good luck here.
Yacha.
Yacha. Undergoing their rite of passage may have shorter dreadlocks or even have their dreadlocks removed during their initial hunts. What I can't tell is whether he's Sydney Youngblood or Bad Blood. That's one for the Brits, by the way. This is going to be fun, a fun one, especially for the fans of the law.
A very angular head, a bit like Leslie Headland. By the way, Price, I heard you met Leslie Headland.
Have you ever met this Yacha?
I've never met her.
Oh,
No.
He does look a bit like a potato. He looks like special
Mike
needs.
Obama.
Is it me, or does that clearly
G-Man.
look like a rubber mask?
yeah, it does look like Stan Winston's involved in this one, does it?
Yeah, 38 years ago, they did it a much more realistic depiction of an alien.
Well, it actually looks like Karen from Yachua HR, who's very angry at whatever misgendering has occurred.
I think it's the evolution of the prosthetic to quickly apply the prosthetic and be able to use the kind of motor things as well. If you know what I mean. Not overly complicated, yeah.
I just can't wait for the memes. The memes are already writing themselves on this one, I'm sure.
It definitely shows that because it just doesn't look good at all. And I think about what Mystique originally looked like in the first X-Men versus how she came to look. Yeah, it's just but when I saw it, Jay was there. He goes Reva, but my first thought was Leslie Jones from Ghostbusters 2016.
Not enough dreads.
This is not progress.
No, and I think the when you see it, I know that I still have some ifs because the story synopsis is that this is adolescent male who goes on thing. I'm not sure that
people say it's female.
Yeah, I'm thinking this might be his sister who decided to hang along because there's like no shoulders when you actually see it like in movement. It's just it's like soy vegan Predator.
Easy.
I'm just saying it's
yes.
Yeah, not great. I'm not excited, but then again, I didn't bother watching Prey either. So
why can't we just have a proper Predator movie? Is it me?
We've already had the Jimmy Savile documentary.
On that bombshell.
Well, I mean, the other one is so there's two movies coming out. The other one is the animated anthology movie, which also looks to be pretty crap.
Oh, is that the cartoon one?
Yeah.
Oh, that just looks so awful.
Yeah.
Giving up with it. I'm not even going to bother.
Okay, let's move on then. First look at the Malcolm in the Middle revival series coming soon to
Hooray!
I did read somewhere that one of the characters is now gay.
Non-binary.
Non-binary. Sorry.
Is it the
Don't
dad?
Don't want to misrepresent. So who knows?
Okay.
I think they're ruining it. They didn't need to do this at all.
The woke.
Yeah, wasn't it the older brother from this that ended up in all kinds of legal problems and gained many addictions?
Didn't they recast him?
I was thinking. No, I think it made it until like the end of the first run of the show.
No, for this reunion.
Oh, for this, yeah, they would have had to. They're definitely not bringing him back.
They should remake Small Wonder. Remember Small Wonder? Comment, do you remember Small Wonder?
The robot.
Yeah,
Vicky
exactly.
the robot. Yeah, that was quite a show.
It was quite creepy.
Bryan Cranston was in Babylon 5. I watched a clip of it the other day. He was a ranger.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He is, yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, he was basically he was basically told to sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
It was a little sad.
I mean, I was just happy to see that not Brian reminded me that he started his career doing Preparation H commercials.
Yes.
That's where I intend to end my career.
Yeah.
Never joke about such topics.
Yeah, we hate to pile on.
I remember being amused the show was funny when it came out, but does anybody even care about
Never watched it.
I never watched it.
Never watched it.
I only watched it a few times and I thought it was stupid, but some people like it.
I've seen clips from it, and some of the clips are actually quite well written, but I've never seen it either. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of this.
Smilex, you available, mate?
Oh, sure, yeah. Common people. Hello, common people. Remember that time you sent in a message? Looks like Joe and Jill just pardoned Hunter.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Okay, let's move on then.
Oh.
Tom Hanks has begun voice recording as Woody in Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th.
Hello, Buzz. Can you hand me my walker there, please?
This is impossible. There's only 3 Toy Story movies.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, there's only 3 Toy Story
I refuse
movies.
to believe there is anything else. There was 3 Toy Story movies. That is it.
There was 5 minutes of a next film, which was okay, but no, really, let's face it,
Bloody
it wasn't.
sporky.
Yes,
Shit.
I just like the Keanu Reeves bits, and that was about all I got out of that one.
And
Did you
just
see
in case you haven't been keeping track, this is Jesse's movie. So
Hooray!
We have another girl boss. Yeah.
Did you see the teaser trailer for Toy Story 5 was just repurposed images from an animated Apple Watch background?
Oh.
I'm not even kidding about that. You can
Come on,
look at
people,
Google it
Reg.
up.
5 fingers. Well, no, it's 4 fingers and a thumb,
Four and a
mate.
thumb.
Come on.
Yeah.
Shove
Shove that up the bum for extra grip.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, common people's family,
Sorry.
they do have 5 fingers and a thumb.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay,
That is
there
definitely
is a
true.
quick sidestep with Tom Hanks. We'll do it. A sequel to Greyhound is in the works with Tom Hanks set to reprise his role. The film will take place during D-Day and the Pacific Theatre.
If I remember rightly, Greyhound wasn't very good. I remember
It was all right. It was. I mean, the effects were pretty decent. It was like the introduction to Apple's movie streaming option, which is all right. That's about as good as you're going to get. It's
a sort of a watchable but forgettable. Entertainment.
My thought was, what, the convoy's going to come back now? I mean, they escort a convoy across the Pacific, so the sequel.
I do enjoy
on
the
their way
war
back.
movie.
I do too. I don't think we've seen a great one for a while. Actually, Warfare was good, but I'm not even sure if I'd call it a war
that's
movie.
modern war, though, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was rough. It was more like a documentary. I mean, it wasn't a fun, enjoyable narrative. It was more like, wow.
No, it was incredibly tense and made you feel upset most of the time.
Whereas they did a great job of conveying the chaos once the action starts. But, and you walk away a little shaken up. Yeah.
I'm with Archer. Yeah, I'd much rather talk B5 than most stuff.
Yeah, I've been watching a few. I think I need to revisit Babylon 5.
I agree. Let's do that every Wednesday instead.
Obviously avoiding season 5. But anyway, okay. I think
wrong with season 5. Tracy Scoggins' ass made it really nice.
I agree.
She
did some closing. It did a bit of closing off. It was okay.
She's a 1.
She's a 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go straight in the bin, folks. Or do you want to go to 2:30?
Whatever you want.
You do.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, we'll see how we get on. Okay, we'll do the next one then. We're nearly at the end anyway.
I've changed my mind.
Bye, everybody. Good night. The Accountant. I was going to go see this. The Accountant 2 is a bold, surprisingly funny and ferocious action thriller that features Ben Affleck and John Bernthal at the top of their game. Price?
Yeah, I saw the movie. I thought it was a pretty fun popcorn movie. I think that the first one was was better written. The first Accountant, the second one, it really relies on the brother relationship between Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. I think that they actually do a good job, but when it comes to the story itself, there are some plot holes and strange things. Not even plot holes. In some cases, I think that a few things weren't even well explained, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, it's not like a 10 out of 10 movie, but if you just grab some popcorn and watch like just a fun action movie, it's pretty decent.
You go, Fat Lob Roach Will Spot. I've seen it. It's worse than you can imagine. Damn.
I don't know, but Archer Collin wins.
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're thinking that this is like some kind of like The Godfather, it's not going to be that. If you're thinking of just kind of like a silly popcorn movie that has some fun moments in it, I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Is it better than Novocaine?
Oh, let me think. That's a difficult question. I think that I may have had a similar feeling watching this and Novocaine. Like, they're imperfect movies, but you could sit back and enjoy them.
Yeah. I thought Novocaine was fine.
Why do so few people know how to write a good, solid action movie anymore? Like, just in terms of the plotting and making the story make sense.
I really wonder. I wonder if there was a reshoot or something. There's a few things here or something in the editing. I feel like there's a few points that could have easily been explained, and they don't even take that extra step to explain them, and I'm not 100% sure why. But again, even with all of that, I didn't hate it.
Amelia Bedelia arranged. I watched Crank again last night. Totally worth it. Crank is a great movie.
Yeah, I recently rewatched it. It's
Statham,
good.
yeah, it's a great movie.
I think it's the only Statham movie I have not seen.
Oh, what?
The
Chinese market scene is fantastic.
Well, I enjoyed The Accountant, the first one. It definitely avoided some of the typical pitfalls, and I thought it was quite entertaining for what it was. Okay. And I like John Barenthal, so I'm willing to. I think I'm supposed to see it Tuesday. I'm willing to give it a shot.
It's not as good as the first one, in my opinion, but at the same time, I still didn't hate it. Like I like, especially the part when you see the two brothers doing stuff. Like I kind of like that, and also some of the action. Some of it is cool. Like I said, I don't think you're going to walk out and say this is the best movie I've ever seen, but I think that it's a movie that you may at least mildly enjoy.
Okay.
I really enjoy. I appreciate that Anna Kendrick doesn't fit in story wise, but I'm gonna miss her. She was good in the first one.
I thought she was good in the first one too.
Bit of a sidestep. The Accountant opens with 24.5 mil domestically, almost the same as the first one back in 2016.
So that's less than if you account for inflation.
Inflation, yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a great success, is it? Okay.
Great success has not been the key for 2025.
I think that it made most of its money, if you want to call it, or whatever, from certain streaming services. It did better streaming and DVD and rental or whatever pay-per-view than it did actually in the theater last time. And I feel like this movie, which was backed by Amazon, is capitalizing on the same thing. The people that watch the first one will then watch the second one. So they backed it through Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's studio. They're probably, with the international take, they're going to cover at least some of the budget. And then once they do the whole streaming thing, or maybe even pay-per-view or whatever they do, it's going to be fine for them. They probably calculated, no pun intended, that this is going to work out for them. And I think that even if the movie is just pretty okay, I think it's going to do fine for them.
Okay, and Apple's not afraid to lose money.
Amazon is what he said.
Amazon.
Okay.
No, I don't think they care about anything. I think this will be fine they don't care.
Okay, let's move on then. Who saw this?
I saw it. It looks dumb.
Was it Story Kitchen and Toys R Us Studios, the entertainment production arm of the global toy brand, have teamed up to develop a live-action film. The project has been described as being in the vein of Night at the Museum, Back to the Future, or Big, plus other blockbusters.
Yeah, so Night at the Museum, Back to the Future, Big, Thomas Crown Affair, Papillon,
Toy Story,
Star Wars,
Back to the Otter.
Is this going to be someone trapped in a Toys R Us and it closes and all the toys come to life and try and kill them?
No, what it's going to be is you're trapped in an empty store because Toys R Us essentially stopped being an existent thing.
Every single one over in the UK shut. I used to work for Toys R Us.
It's going to be about how Disney Star Wars bankrupted Toys R Us. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the picture, though. That is a nice R shot.
Yeah, it's Dune, but with a lot of empty shelves.
Yeah. God, really? They are scraping the barrel.
Yes, Ash and Prism, the R was always backwards.
Yeah.
No idea why.
Much like
it always was.
Because it's for kids.
Yeah, learn to spell, you wanks. This is what happens when you.
Yeah, you go to business if you can't spell.
And no, you go.
A little depressing, but I'm glad my kids were old enough that I was able to take them in person to toy stores. Because that was an experience that you don't really have anymore, and I'm just glad they got to experience that. And I remember how mine was.
Swappers used to love going to see all the rows and rows of Star Wars figures when he was a kid.
Mr. Brown, we didn't have Toys R Us. We had the Jolly Giant.
You can do that now by going to Ollie's.
Oh yeah, in the UK we got Smith's Toys Superstores. It's not the same.
Go to the clearance stores and you can see rows of Star Wars.
Yeah. By the way, I was in a Walmart recently and decided, the hell with it, I'm going down the toy aisle to see what is actually being sold or whatever. Right. The Star Wars section was like 2 foot wide and about 4 foot tall, and most of it was like giant lightsabers. No, Rostico's no longer there. Sadly, I would have bought it. But yeah, it was just all utter crap.
Yeah, that was a news. Oh, go ahead.
Actually, near me, there's a store called B&M. It's sort of like B&M bargain basement.
Yeah, I love B&M.
Whatever shit they got. I looked down the toy aisle there. They have a Doctor Who section.
It's called Dr. Watt, isn't it?
No, because they've got the classic Tom Baker sort of like action figures.
That was half of the Walmart thing. Was like the oh look, it's Empire Strikes Back, and I was like, except that's not the figure that they actually sold then.
Yeah, but these three Tom Baker ones, it's sort of like it's the one where he's actually dressed up in all the Time Lord gear. £20 for those 3 figures.
What?
And next to it, 3 Jodie Whittaker figures
10p
for £3.
They're overcharging.
Yeah, but it's the difference in sort of like just the toys, because they know.
No, Tom is worth 20. Jodie Whittaker is not worth 3.
Yeah.
Well, they used to divide up the shelf space in Toy Stories into units. You would have a row, and each row had 10 units to a side and the end caps. And Star Wars used to have 2 whole rows, which is like 40 units, and they demanded at least 2 end caps. And now they've shrunk down. They just get 2 units for Star Wars and no end caps.
Even if you're an adult, going to a toy shop is great. A proper bricks and mortar toy shop.
See, what we have is sort of like, it's more like libraries now, where it's all like everything's in boxes and it's just racked and stacked on shelves.
Well, that's stopped people stealing.
Yeah, but the old, like, I mean, Toys R Us, when it was, all open, they had stuff out and there were demonstrations and stuff you could play with and interact with and touch, and sort of like keyboards that did cool stuff. You don't get that anymore. Going toy shopping now, me with 2 kids, I find myself doing this, and it's quite irritating.
Would it be worth spending £3 to melt those Jodie Whittaker?
Maybe. I mean, the one thing is that the market has substantially changed. So, I mean, when we were going to buy Star Wars toys, we were buying toys to play with. Now it's all for collectors.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I guess Common is disappointed. It's so much harder to get the 4-finger discount in a toy store now.
Yeah, true enough. I am quite a sucker for a hand puppet. I have irritated countless girlfriends with hand puppets over the years. I don't know why I'm single.
Milex, you available, mate? Please.
Sure.
Oh, hold on, sorry, Boomerang.
Come on, people, wrenched for £6.69, real money. Hey, Smilex, remember way back when everyone showed me their 4 fingers and my legs started? Moist times.
Can we see some 4 fingers from the members, please? Okay. Shall we? I don't know what's next.
Oh.
Look at that.
Dune, or was it June Part 2, had a net profit of $184 million. One of the most profitable movies of 2024.
And that's not all that great.
Do you want to see the breakdown?
Yes, please.
I can't read it. Shall
Basically,
who can read it?
Yeah, I can read it. So it's 282.7 domestic, 432 million international, for a worldwide total of 714.7. The revenues from theatrical 315 million. So again, about half. Home entertainment 150. Oh my God, they're including this. Home entertainment and television streaming. So you have 155 and 220.
Wow.
Yep. For total revenue of 690. Expenses, production costs were 190. Prints and ads 155. Wow.
Didn't they stream it on their own streaming service though?
Yeah.
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 So they take it from one and put it in the other.
Yeah.
Profited off themselves.
Yeah.
And
Residuals and others 46 million. Interest and overhead 38 million. Participation 76.5.
And that means that the profit number is actually less than what they paid themselves for streaming. So they really didn't make any money.
Yeah,
They
they're
didn't
just,
make
but
any
it'll
money.
be because every movie is set up as like kind of its own corporation, so that's
This is a complete smokescreen. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think that
thought
it made
this-
all that money. All that much money.
155 mil on that. Fucking hell.
yeah.
No, by
Damn.
these numbers, it lost about 15, 20 million.
Yep.
I mean, when you think
no,
maybe you
35.
could say that the television and streaming, maybe they could claim that some people signed up for their service to watch it.
Well, and
Maybe
Yeah,
Netflix
not
has paid
100
them
million
because
worth.
it's been on
No.
Netflix, so they were paid by Netflix to.
I'll
to
say
have it.
this: it probably broke even. I assume they didn't lose money, and maybe moving forward it can make money for them. But this isn't like a huge slam dunk. They spent a lot on the movie, probably more than they should have.
Yeah.
It was on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smilex and I did not really enjoy this movie, did we, Smilex?
No, it left us a little cold. I think this one,
That's
for
really-
more reasons than one, because it was actually pretty damn freezing in the room
Yeah.
as well.
Rest in peace, Cineworld, Castleford, by the way.
Indeed. Soon to be a view, apparently.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, they're coming back.
Ooh.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Sure.
Sure.
So, did it make a profit? Yes or no?
Not
Well,
really.
are we
Uh,
asking the
If
Hollywood
it did, it'll be
accountants?
small.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't sound
Let's
great.
move on then. Alien Earth.
Mhm.
New poster. Are you looking forward to the show? Who saw
No.
the
Not really. No.
gestating trailer thing yesterday? Anybody?
No.
No, I've done all I can to avoid this.
I
Okay.
couldn't give
file.
two flying Fs about this. It's going to ruin everything that the original Alien movies actually stood for and set up.
Oh, it-
It's going to
They-
knacker it.
They
Did look
seem so
good,
much
but-
more obsessed with the face huggers and the androids than they do with the actual alien,
Mm.
which is the scary part.
Well, so that definitely will go in line with Prometheus and Covenant. You know,
Yeah.
and-
There you go. Dommy,
Yeah,
World Sports. I want this to succeed.
Alien deserves to be respected in what it is. I don't think this will be it. I don't think this will succeed.
I only
well,
want it to succeed if it's good. If
Right.
it's bad,
I will say,
definitely don't
folks,
want-
check out the trailer that dropped yesterday. It will prick your interest. I don't have any hopes for it, but it was a very, very nice trailer.
yeah, I heard the same thing for Romulus. Then the movie came out.
Phantom Menace had an incredible trailer. Just saying.
Oh,
yeah,
the Jedi had a magnificent trailer.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
If Fantastic Four has a good trailer, then I'm going to be very skeptical.
we're going to do the in the bin, folks, because we're running late now.
All right. Okay. I will
Well,
assume it
then-
was me or Shooty.
Not this week.
Greta.
No.
How dare you? Okay, this we've already seen him this evening. Who saw this?
Oh God.
This is
fucking
this is
special
a
boy.
seriously hot topic in the UK at the moment. Pedro Pascal blasted #Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling for her latest tweets, calling the author a heinous loser in a comment on Instagram.
Oh well. I'm sure she's wiping away the tears with a
Yeah.
massive wad of money.
Exactly.
He didn't say that. He hasn't got an individual thought in his head. He's basically saying what someone's told him to say.
Yeah.
He doesn't
probably.
give. He gets paid. He doesn't care.
Also,
He
why
gets
does
to have
have-
his.
What the hell's going on with that
support
T-shirt?
Protect the dolls. Oh, it's just-
Maybe he's a fan of the New York Dolls.
That could be. No, he's not. Stop it.
This
Guys,
could be.
no.
Should we do some Mr. Brown Alliance t-shirts with that on?
Yes.
I don't think the channel lasts very long.
I'll be sure and break my heinous loser behavior T-shirt. That'll be good.
Ugh.
It's just And
What a
he's-
He doesn't come across as a great individual thinker, does he? So
No. But that whole thing, he needs someone with him at all times,
Oh.
an emotional support, hot
That's why.
girlfriend, or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
it is.
forgot about this.
Oh, I forgot. Yes, absolutely.
forgot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice one, Drew.
well,
Forgot about that.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's surprised.
mm.
When you are entitled, equality looks like oppression. Ask him what exactly is his brother facing in terms of not being protected.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He's just losing his special treatment.
Yep.
And on that bombshell,
Finally,
I was struggling for Finale this week, but I just thought I'd pop Ricky Gervais up.
That's some beautiful grain, I gotta say.
Because he just posted this week. If facts hurt your feelings, you need new feelings, not new facts.
Cancel him.
begin.
Did you see the other tweet where somebody goes, should Ricky Gervais be offered to do another award show?
Oh, yeah.
And there's one tweet that says no. And it's from Ricky Gervais.
There you go, folks. I think that was it, folks.
Excellent.
Is that a bourbon advertisement?
Vodka.
Oh, okay.
That was it, folks. Chat, you are wonderful. Certain people, common people, has been spoilt this evening with these 4 fingers. So, chat, you are wonderful.
Artuch, could you see the screen? Was I presenting it okay? Or
thank you for the interaction, the super chats, and most importantly, turning up, listening to this depressing shite. Chat, you are the best. We will see you next time. Wayfair is doing his gig straight after. It's going to auto direct.
Auto direct.
Auto direct. I will thank the guests stepping in literally as we were starting. The wonderful meat smoker himself, Smilex.
I'm putting that on a t-shirt. Thanks, Brown. No
meat
problem.
Smoker. You've been smoking the beef this week.
Smoking sausages. That's me.
Smoking the beef.
Cheers, panel. Cheers, chat, folks.
Great to have you, mate. The internet help desk. Cheers, Graham.
Hello. It's been fun. I've quite enjoyed this evening. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be over on Trev's channel. We're going to be talking about RoboCop.
Oh, nice. My favourite film.
Nice. See you there.
Price of Reason. Cheers, Price.
Cheers. I wanted to ask everybody for a favor.
Sexual. I hope not.
That too. But what I was going to do was I just shared my live stream channel because some people are subscribed to my regular channel, but they don't realize that I have a second one for live stream. So I just shared that one. And if anybody wants to do a nice deed today, they should subscribe to that one too.
Go and subscribe to it. That's where you find out when he meets Leslie Headland.
Yeah, that's all the deep lore. All the deep lore is there.
Yeah.
That should be.
You won't believe it. They talked for 20 minutes about Bill Cosby's jumpers this week. So if you're into that kind of thing, as we all are, you should definitely be there.
I did. Great. I talked about him. What did I say?
No, you did. It was incredible. There was a lot of talk about knitted outfits. It's very exciting. I took notes.
Price, you don't have the live channel on your Twitter bio. Why don't you add it?
I do. If you click on thepriceofreason.com, it actually shows you all the different places you could.
Oh, okay.
To, I think.
Okay.
Maybe I could have done that better.
Cheers, Ista.
Thank you. It's been a blast. And you were right, Mr. Brown. You said a month ago, in 3 weeks, Nerdrotic is going to start talking about Mobland, and sure enough, on schedule.
Yeah, they'll all be banging on about it. Don't worry. Emperor Woodwin. Cheers, up.
Oh, it's great to be here as usual, and I love all the chat. They are always wonderful. They make things so hilarious.
That's it, folks. Please don't forget to press the thumbs up. Leave a comment afterwards. See if we can get the algorithm working in our favor this week. Trev's doing RoboCop tomorrow. Beast up. Don't know. Price, you advertising?
The Tuesday and Thursday, the Night Owl at 10:45 p.m. Eastern with Professor R2, and then on Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, there's Quantum Leap Revisited. That's on my live stream channel. Which
have you got Vex on that? You want to get Vex on that?
Vex kind of has she spontaneously shows up from time to time. She's always welcome, but she usually puts on the night owl because she wants to fall asleep, and my voice is soothing apparently and causes her to fall asleep, according to her.
We are back Wednesday doing Andor. We're doing Andor, folks. If we don't see you during the week, have a great week, everybody. We will be back next weekend doing more of the same. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Smoke meat.
Time